The Georgia State Election Board has a new rule. It requires a number of ballots and voters be the same before the certification of election results.
The rule ensures that counties comply with Georgia State Code. It comes after Fulton County was found to have likely scanned thousands of ballots twice in a recount of the 2020 election. The rule reads, quote, "The purpose of the rule is to ensure that county superintendents and boards of elections follow the required procedures and can uniformly, properly, and lawfully fulfill the duties and reconcile the number of ballots to the number of voters so that certifications of election results accurately reflect the will of the voters in every county." Also on Monday, the SEB voted to adapt a rule that will require all polling places have signage that states only U.S. citizens can vote. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Convicted on federal bribery charges, once powerful Democratic U.S. Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey expected to resign today. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
What I didn't do is I hit that, though. That's the part that's the problem. See, when you don't hit all the buttons, not everything happens. Let's try that again. I know. Good morning, everybody. It's 100 out. I don't wear those things. I need...
See? You know.
That's why you're here.
Okay, gotcha. Right. That's what that and the deuce is the whole reason they pay me.
And Tracy.
Oh yeah,
Don't sleep on Tracy Bernard. But happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
Welcome to it. Yeah.
Feels like a Monday.
Yeah. Well, I had what I call an Ozempic day yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was. Matter of fact, I went to meetings. I didn't even go to my last meeting. I got home and I was sick again. Just been sick, and I'm feeling a little better today, but I'm not ready to tackle large quantities of food or nothing.
Tackling fuel. We have what we call Pallid Mondays with Mike after Ozempic. He turns a very specific pale color. You can kind of just tell he's just not feeling super hot.
Some Mondays it doesn't bother me hardly at all, and on other days it literally kicks my butt. This time it did. So, but doing a little better today. So.
I'm telling you, and I know you haven't yet, but you need to go watch the South Park Ozempic special. It's so good.
Yeah, I need to. Although
the whole ask your doctor if Lizzo is right for you.
It's funny you mentioned that because just yesterday I was scrolling on the social medias, as one does, and there was a picture of Lizzo working out and the kind of saying, see, she's not promoting unhealthy things like South Park says and all. So, I'm
what you couldn't see was there was a jelly bean behind the treadmill. She was just trying to get to it.
I was like, I don't know. I just work here. But happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Welcome to it. Yes, I will work on. I need to get like the little. I need AirPods. That's funny.
Yeah, you need like earbuds or something like that.
Yeah, I need AirPods. Something without a cord.
I used to have the best set of not AirPods, but earphones ever. They weren't like, they didn't have like a headphone like this. It was just two like headphones, not this big, but like normal size headphones that would strap around your ear. and they never came loose. That's the only earphone I've ever been able to work out in.
Okay.
Yes, I've worked out before. Notice I don't have those anymore. That's why I don't work out.
He needs headphones.
That's right.
Or he will just go into just gluttony. But yeah, and I back in the day I had some like good, but they were hot, because when you get good noise canceling headphones, they're usually very expensive and very heavy. And they're great in the winter, to say that.
There are some great flow-through design headphones now where they're basically like just mesh here.
Yeah.
And they just it's like wearing nothing at all.
It's like a trucker's hat.
Nothing at all.
The trucker's hat of earphones.
That's right. We're meshing it up in here.
Speaking of hats, real quick, and then I get to do the rundown.
Yep.
You know how I have my hat thing with
Oh,
me,
yeah.
Which I've worn in a
cabbie
while.
hat.
I need to get, but as it's getting cooler, I will. But I did see one they called the trucker, and it was literally that style hat in the front, but the back was the trucker mesh.
No.
Kind of dug it.
No.
Kind of dug it.
Mike, no.
I did not buy it. I did not buy it.
Do not go gentle into that. Good night, sir.
I did not buy it.
I'm going to get you a set of tennis balls for your walker if that's the direction we're headed.
But I was kind of digging it and kind of liking it. I'm like,
We get him one of those chess sets that doubles as like a picnic table so you can go down to the park and set up.
I think it looked kind of cool.
Hey, you, young blood, get over here.
Hey. I like to think my young blood is more like a wizened Apollo Creed like, Hey, young blood, go here.
Young blood.
Yeah, you know what I mean? More
like the
authoritative.
You're more the wise old dishwasher. Have you ever seen the movie, was it Waiting?
Yeah.
I think Waiting, yeah, he's the wise old dishwasher. He just
With
sits in the back.
Guzman or whatever his name is. Who was it? What's the guy?
It was just an old. Luis Guzman is in the movie.
Yeah, he's the chef. I'm thinking he's not the dishwasher.
He's the old black dishwasher who sits in the back and he doles out advice.
Yeah,
and he smokes the whole time.
That's me.
Which is perfect in a kitchen of a restaurant.
That's me. I just sit there and say spark wisdom, and that may or may not be useful, and move on about my day.
In very stilted sentences, I'm gonna tell you a story. Go get on with it.
But I think that hat, I'm not going to buy it.
I want to see a picture first.
But I ain't going to lie.
I can pass judgment.
But I was kind of like, I'm not hating it. I could see me wearing it once in a while.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We got a full slate, actually. We're going to replay this hour. We had the UFO Skate Collective join us yesterday, Tori and Rowan, talk about some upcoming events, including a all-girls skate on the 25th, which is a few days away here this weekend. So we'll play that interview for you. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we'll have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office join us, Drew and Tamara, give us an update on what they've got going on. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, speaking of more events happening this weekend, Chaves County Health Council going to join us. Carrie Moore, Jennifer Smith, I would imagine, and the Health Expo this weekend. I know, we've been kind of saying it's coming. It's this weekend. And so get your back-to-school supplies, because you've already blown through the ones you bought already.
100%.
And get all your health screenings and all that great stuff.
You always look at that big box of pencils like, oh, this is going to be plenty for the whole year.
Yeah.
We're like a month in, and that box is like 5 left.
Well, in all fairness, when you see that box, and you're thinking, oh, I've got pencils for eternity.
Right.
You just start doing weird things with pencils. Like you could grab 3. Next thing you're like,
Sticking them into the
oh, man,
ceiling.
I'm out of pencils.
Okay, in fairness, I probably shouldn't have lawn darted them at my sister.
Well, David Letterman taught us nothing. Pencils have a good use.
That's right.
Be launched into drop ceilings, much like the one we have here.
Yes.
All right, let me give you the rundown. Already did that, so
Yes.
we're good to go. So all we got to do is start it. It's 7:13. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Lots of sunshine and lots of heat for the next few days. Upper level high pressure parked over the Texas Panhandle. That'll keep things dry for us. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. It'll be clear for the overnight hours down to the low 70s, and then another hot day coming up on Wednesday, 100 to 105 again, and sunny. We could hit 106 on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Yeah, it's ugly. 70 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 39% with winds out of the southwest currently at 5 miles per hour. We do have a heat advisory that's going to kick in at noon today and remain in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. And I got no good news. I'm sorry. It's just hot. It's all orange on my pictures. And 103 and hot today. Overnight low is 70, clear tonight. Tomorrow, Wednesday, sunny, 104. Thursday, 106. Down to a nice, cool, balmy 102 on Friday. 100 for Saturday. 100 for Sunday. And Monday. Don't get excited. Don't even expect it. But they're saying there's a 20% chance of rain on Monday with a high of only 97. Shh, don't tell nobody because it's too good to be true. But maybe, we'll see. All right, it is 7:14. We're going to take a quick break, have your Roswell Livestock recap of Smiley Wooten as well. And then we're going to play our interview with Tori and Rowan from the UFO Skate Collective. That's up next. Don't go away.
Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel have been celebrating life for over 90 years. Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory celebrates and remembers Joanne Bartlett, passed away in Houston, Texas. Services will be Saturday, August 24th, 9 a.m. at South Park Cemetery in Roswell. Sharon Holmes passed away on August 14th. Services will be Monday, August 19th, 11:30 a.m. at Rest Haven Cemetery in Lovington, New Mexico. Tracy Foucher passed away August 8th. No services are scheduled at this time. Brittany Brito passed away August 8th. Visitation will be Monday, August 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Ballard Funeral Home. Service is August 27th, 10 a.m. at South Park Cemetery in Roswell. Danny McFadden passed away August 2nd. Memorial service will be 10 a.m. Saturday, August 24th at First Baptist Church. LaGrone Funeral Chapel celebrates and remembers David Joe Stogden, passed away August 15th. Visitation will be Thursday, August 27th from 5 to 7 p.m. with Rosary to follow at 7 p.m. at LaGrone Funeral Chapel. Mass is Friday, August 23rd, 2 p.m. at St. John's Catholic Church, with interment following Mass at South Park Cemetery in Roswell. This has been today's Remembrance, brought to you by Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF. Or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
We teach our kids to say please and thank you to total strangers. But we get so familiar in our marriages and families, we stop being polite to each other. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie Smotherman, for The Joy of Marriage.
In the love chapter of 1 Corinthians 13, it says that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. We emphasize being polite to each other in our family, which promotes an attitude of respect and brings peace in our home. Remember your manners with the person you love the most. Appreciate the things they do for you and let them know.
Being polite to each other can help you avoid conflict. Let's be polite to strangers, but let's not give our best to the people we don't live with. Let's give our best to each other.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Carlsbad Chevrolet is saying so long summer during the pre-Labor Day sales event with great deals across the lot on a great selection of new vehicles like a 2024 Chevy Equinox LT just $289 a month and pre-owned vehicles like a 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan just $369 a month. Get earbuds or a smartwatch just for stopping by, a movie snack pack with a test drive, and a popcorn machine with purchase. And sign up to win a 75-inch Samsung TV to be given away Saturday, August 24th during the pre-Labor Day bash at Carlsbad Chevrolet, 2155 South Canal.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,097 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to lower market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week's. Stocker calves sold $4 to $8 lower. Feeder cattle steady. Packer cows and bulls $3 to $6 Lower 3 to 400 pound steers $339, $392. 3 to 400 pound heifers $302, $358. 4 to 500 pound steers $292, $339. 4 to 500 pound heifers $260, $302. 5 to 600 pound steers $263, $292. 5 to 600 pound heifers $240, $260. 6 700 pound steers $255, $263. 6 700 pound heifers $220, $240. 7 800 pound steers $232, $255. 7 800 pound heifers $190, $220. Packer cows $135, $145. Canner and cutter cows $128, $133. Packer bulls $166, $170. Feeder bulls $140, $150. The top half the cow-calf pairs on limited receipts $2,200 to $2,450 per pair, and the bred cows not well tested this week. Expecting a nice run of cattle for next Monday. Keep praying for rain. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from the UFO Skate Collective, UFO Bash, maybe some people might know it as, back in the day here. Tori Hornick back with us, and also Rowan Allen as well. Good morning, guys. Actually, Ron, I forgot to tell you, pull that mic up closer to you. Same with you, Tori, there. That way they can
hear you a little bit.
Yeah, I always put the heat up there.
Yeah.
So good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing really good. How are you doing today?
Doing good. So you've been on before, and we've talked about the Skate Collective and all that. But before we talk about the events and everything else, let's kind of just give just the 50-cent tour of what the UFO Skate Collective is and how you guys got started and what you're all about.
So what we are is the Roswell, New Mexico skate community, and basically it's skaters of all age, who are local or they're from Artesia, just any skater basically who's at the park.
And we're talking skateboard, roller, inline, roller skating.
All wheels.
If there's wheels and feet involved, then we're about it.
If you're on wheels and you're moving, then even if you just want to watch too, like there's a lot of people that just like to watch and just watch everything.
Hey, I love it too,
Yeah, and so...
I'm 50 now, and quite frankly, I'm not in Tony Hawk shape, so I would be watching more.
Apparently, it extends your life too, your quality of life. There's been a lot of articles on that lately.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you're being physical. It's and mental. I mean, mental health is a huge thing, and we're all knowing. As we're evolving here, we're kind of learning more about mental health, and doing things that make you happy are good for you healthy wise. That's just what happens here. So.
I think it's very interesting how it has evolved too, just from actual skaters that have been going to the skate park for a while to an actual supporting community of people that don't even really skateboard or
and this is, I'm not trying to play old man, when I was a kid moment, but I kind of am here. What I love is to see where you guys are at today with skating. Like I grew up. I'm 50. I grew up in the era of Tony Hawk coming into his time, and I was there when your Lords of Dogtown were kind of in the late 70s were kind of the kings of of this type of. Of course, they started in the surfing world, but and so I grew up in that world, and to see it evolved, just even in my own time, where we're in the 80s, where Tony Hawk and Powell Peralta and your BAM and these various other iconic skaters. Have brought it to where literally these are just guys in their backyards finding empty pools, just wherever they can go to now being on ESPN, and there's X Games and now Olympics. You know what I mean? To now be here 50 and to see what in essence was just a couple kids, trying to stay out of trouble, and most times get out of our parking lot and get out of you guys here. I'm sure other times. From that to literally these guys. I mean, so I love how it's evolved and grown, and I love that you guys are continuing and trying to bring the passion of the sport to people here in southeast New Mexico.
Yeah, well, and because when we started, it originally was my son's first birthday. he really loved watching everybody skate because it was during COVID. We always hung out at the skate park because what else were you going to do at that time? And so the kid literally could stand on a skateboard before he could walk.
Mm-hmm.
And so it started because I wanted to show him, like, for your birthday, like, let's give back to the community rather than just doing something for yourself. I was like, let's do something for everybody right now. And I wanted to bring everybody together, too, because during COVID, it was a different time. So we started out just from a kid's birthday party event. And I paid for everything from that event. And then after that, I was like, the next year came around and people were asking, like, can we do more? And we started doing other barbecues in between. But that's how this all started. And then we really became an actual community where we got together and we're like, how can we make the skate park better? Like, how can we make our skate community better, not just for us, but for anybody who wants to use it.
Sure.
And, now we go to city council meetings.
Absolutely. And that's the part I like what you guys are doing, because I invite you to go, if you go on Facebook, the UFO Skate Collective, you type it in the Google or in the search bar, it'll pop right up, and like and follow it, and then read some of the posts, and that, like, you guys are taking ownership of the skate park, taking care of it. Like, I just so happened a couple days ago, you put a post, I guess someone was doing some painting out at the park, and you're like, hey guys, we have permission to do these things, but we got to go through proper channels. Just don't start painting. And so I love that. You're like self-community. You know what I mean? It's
because we want to fix it ourselves. We want to make sure it looks nice.
You've taken ownership of this and are really making it into something proud and better for the community. And then, like you said, when it happens, because you can't control everybody. And I love that you're like, no, hey guys, look, this is a great thing, but we gotta do it the right way. So come support us, and let's go through the proper channels to get these things
and that
painted.
way they're not wasting their money either, because they spend their money on all that spray paint, stuff like that. And it's like, hey, we can actually do this where it's not going to disappear tomorrow.
Sure. But this is how you make your community better, and I like that. And so I love that you guys are doing that and going through the proper channels, and because let's face it, especially because I grew up in a time where skating and all that's the rebel. That's these are the it's just like motorcycles. The biker gang. And now it's a recreational sport, and everybody and their uncles got. But back in the day, you were looked at as a rebel, and so skating still, even to this day, has that
connotation.
That stigma, I guess what you call it. And so for you guys almost have to go above and beyond to prove to other people that you're just not a bunch of kids that are get off my lawn in free time, and a bunch of kids in their vans and just loitering on the corner all day.
For sure.
And you got to overcome that stigma, and that's why I'm saying go to the Facebook page and see what they're actually doing. See what they're doing. They're organizing. They're we've got, and we'll tell you about them. We got a couple events coming up here for families and everybody to come out and be a part of here. But if you look in between those and you see, this is a group that's taking ownership and taking this park, and obviously, we're pushing towards a new skate park with new things and working with city council on that. But in the meantime, that's still a couple years down the road before we're going to see anybody hitting a ramp or doing anything on that thing. In the meantime, we got our skate park, and so there's, and you can pretty much go out there every weekend. There's something going on, concerts, and people just collectively, skating.
It's busy whenever there's not school and stuff. It's basically busy throughout the day, as long as it's not like 110 degrees. There's somebody usually out there. That is definitely for sure. And like right now, we actually
food trucks. If you want to just park there,
There's actually sometimes a little ice cream lady would come by. Hey, I definitely wouldn't argue about an ice cream truck being out there during the summer. No, and then so like right now we have a bunch of repairs going on the concrete side, which were much needed. And that's something that we all got together, and we were able to get city council members and Christina Arnold, Mr. Nahar, he was really good on helping us with that. And then Miss Allen as well. They're part of the engineers. They really helped us break way in doing all of this stuff. And same with Jim from Parks and Rec. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have gotten as far as we've gotten with the city. And they really have helped us, because right now the concrete side, they just drilled a bunch of old concrete out to fix all those cracks that we had. And they relayed the concrete down, and like it is going to take a few more weeks, or we're not really sure, because the people are working on a few other projects here.
Construction, and quite frankly, we
want it done right.
They have to prioritize, and a skate park is going to take less priority over something, a business or a house.
Well, it's a road, like the
road
streets.
or something infrastructure related.
Yeah. No, and I'd rather have them take their time and get it done right than rush through it. And it looks a lot better than what it was for sure.
Well, and this is how this happens. And because you're actually going to the city council meetings, talking with your people that you voted for on city council, talking to them, working through those channels. This is why you elect people to city council. It's not just a fun thing you do once a year to go in and go vote. This is why you vote. And so then when you have questions, concerns, things you want to bring about the community, you go see them. And that's exactly what you did. And now this is where we are years later, after years of that creating and establishing relationships. And I'm sure there was a, feeling like, because you guys are probably like, oh, they're not going to do nothing for us. This is blowing. And then conversely, they're probably thinking these kids aren't serious.
Yeah.
Are they really serious? And now, after a couple of years of, knowing each other, it's like, they're serious. And yes,
we should take them seriously.
And you're like, yes, they really do want to help if we give them and show support too. And so I love that you guys, yes, it's all skating and it's all that, but I think there's a bigger picture here, and it's showing that, if you have a passion, if you want to see change, how do you make that happen? Here's an example.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it.
Yeah. No, and that's one cool thing about, because Rowan, he's been with us, too, from the start. Like, all of our skaters who have been helping us with all of this, they've been a part of it since before it even actually started. Like, before we had a name and everything, or before we knew what we were doing, like, these guys have been here helping us.
Sure.
And it's just, and that's one of the main reasons why we got to keep it going, too, because the changes it's had on their lives and just on, like, what it can do for them, and is the same as what it can do for you. Like, once you have a hobby, it really does make a difference in everything.
Absolutely. And I know just from knowing it, it's kind of a close-knit community. They're very close-knit. I mean, they're very welcoming, but at the same time, kind of a family. You know what I mean? Anybody's welcome, but once you're in, you've got a network of people that look out for you, and conversely, you look out for as well.
No, as soon as you step out of your vehicle or however you get to the skate park, once you're there, everybody's gonna treat you like a brother or family member.
And this is kind of cross promoting here. Food Not Bombs. They often will do their when there's food and things. Same kind of deal. And again, it's part of that.
They actually set up for our last event for Skate Day. They came out and were giving out free food as well, just because that was during whenever the fire and stuff happened.
People in it, and so also that area is also kind of by default turned into, yes, people come to skate, but people also know they're in need.
Yeah.
Hey, let's drop by. Sometimes they're serving food, and so there's people there that maybe they're just there to listen to music and watch the skating.
Yes, but we do give out free food and all stuff like that.
But at the same time, they're getting fed, they're getting clothing or whatever, because a lot of times when Food Not Bomb shows up, it's what do you need?
Yeah.
Here's some food. What else do you need?
And then sometimes too, we do get donations for like little kids not brand name skateboards, but we get like donations for some little skateboards, some roller skates and stuff like that. And whenever they come, those are the first things that are gone within minutes.
I got to ask this question because my first skateboard. Now I played hockey, and so I was more rollerblades and all that. But there was a phase in my life where I did a little skateboarding. I was more of a hockey person. That's what gravitated for me. I had a friend that he was like an only child. And so he got the best of everything. So like when G.I. Joe, he had like the bass, he had all the cool stuff. But in our moment of getting into skating, we all had like whatever cheap board you could get, like whatever. Not him. He had the Tony Hawk model with the latest, and of course put in the high-end trucks, the high-end rails, the high-end wheels, the high-end bearings. And now me, and I don't even know if they make these anymore. It was literally a blue piece of very flexible plastic. That was
probably the penny board.
It was almost made like if you ever got one of those sleds, like the little disc sleds.
Yeah.
A slightly thicker plastic than that, but that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
And then it had garden variety bare minimum trucks, and if I remember right, like metal skate wheels. Like it didn't even have like padded
urethane wheels weren't really super common back then.
Yeah, it was like metal wheels, and I about broke my neck, but I got all over town on that thing for a year or two there.
I'm sure too.
Like,
the bears
are those even
back then
around?
were
Like,
can you? They're like collector's items. It's very
so
interesting.
I bet if I had it,
some of them are probably worth a lot of money.
Oh, they are.
I beat the snot out of it, but
even still,
even like that, like they still sell for a lot.
Yeah, like matter of fact, and I still have them. I have a pair of rollerblades in my closet. I haven't skated on them in 20, 30 years, but those are my hockey skates. I played, and they're expensive. They're rollerblade brand. I paid probably $350 for them, which was a lot of money at the time. I have no idea what they go for now, but and now they greatly need service. I need to replace probably the wheels, the bearings, and clean.
Once you change your bearings, that really does help a lot. It does make an old pair
20 years
new.
of crud up in there, things that need to be cleaned out. But
And I imagine that's part of it too. Is like if you get into it, because like any other sport or hobby, you can get in cheap or you can get in expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're interested, you come out, and that's where you can get to talk to other skaters and other people. And it's like, hey, or I imagine there's even a little bit of you're getting into skating. Oh, cool. Look, this was my first board. This is a board I had. I'm not using anymore. Here, learn on that sucker till now it's your. I'm
and
sure
that
there's
does
kind
happen
of things
a lot.
like that. That does happen.
And I feel like it's scary for like younger people that don't know how to ask these questions or like are kind of nervous to ask older skaters. And it's like that's why the community is so important is to be like help guide people. You know?
And that's why I almost
exactly
you gotta, because let's face it, when I grew up and stuff, skaters again, rebel personality. You see a bunch of kids skating, you got punk music blaring, you don't feel like, hey, maybe I should walk up and see how these boys are doing. It's just not something you did.
No, for sure.
But now we're saying, no, please, come say it, because you say, hey,
and we
this
want
is
you
cool.
guys to come ask if you don't
everyone's
know.
been in that position before too, you know, which is like what they don't really realize. But all the older kids like were in that, they were same shoes at one point. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You felt unapproachable. Now it's like, no, this is very much approachable. This is what the Skate Collective is about. We want to bring all people that love to get on wheels and scoot around, whether it's rollerblades or roller skates or skateboard or bikes. Even don't you even have BMX and that kind of
we
stuff
do have
too?
some BMX riders too.
Yeah. So and by the way, all of them, when you find a ramp or they're up there doing their thing.
We even get ramps like donated to us too. So like we would set up in the parking lot and do like a street skating session and stuff like that. But any type of event we're having or skate meet, if anybody has any questions, just please find us. Like, we'd rather have you skating safely and, like, having your trucks on the right way rather than backwards, and then you're wondering why you're falling off every 2 seconds. Like,
you want a positive experience for them, and if your
we want
positive
them to
experience
skate.
is because you're skateboarding backwards, and let's face that.
Yeah, because trust me, trucks backwards, that's a real fast no-go.
I know going fakey's a trick, but not the way you were doing it.
For sure. No, and that's one thing too about like our skate community is anybody, even if we're not having an event, and if you're out there, like there's not a time you can't go out there and one of the skaters won't help you.
Yeah.
Like they're very welcoming.
Yeah. Well, like I said, because it's big and broad, but still very niche at the same time, if that makes sense. Like everybody knows it, but there's really a niche community that actually participates and does it. And on it, most times, most of us are like, oh, flip channels, X Games on. I watch some skateboard. But they're rarely out and do it. Now we're saying, no, come out after you watch. And by the way, you don't have to be a daredevil to do this stuff. You don't have to go out and enjoy skating to be on the ramps and do all that.
I call myself a pro cruiser because I just cruise. Like, I'm not going to exert myself that far, but I love cruising. I love watching everybody, and I really enjoy it. But when I was younger, I used to do all that stuff, but not anymore. No.
And that's kind of like me. Like, I was built because I played hockey, because I could ice skate, I could, roller skate. And so mine was through hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I still so I'm not, I'm not doing pirouettes or learning tricks on a ramp or any of that stuff. Mine's balance and used to, and to be honest, skates are way different. I'm sure, and like an ice skate for that Tanya Harding and those people are using is not the same as what Wayne Gretzky's using on the hockey rink. And I'm sure skating is the same way when it comes to skateboarding. And I'm guessing
they're all different.
A board you use in say a pool or a pipe is probably a little bit
different
than you use on a more flat surface like at the skate park.
And even going back to what you were saying is, I think the positive first experience is like the most important part, because most of the time, like people are like, oh, I rode a skateboard one day and I fell on my butt. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I never got back on it. Or I like broke my wrist. Yeah. I think
you got to get back on the
positive
horse
environment for the first time is like very important.
No, and you're right on that too.
And you're gonna fall.
Yeah,
that's part of the that's part of the thing, and it's getting and please don't feel like back when I grew up, it was almost like it was a badge of honor to not go helmeted and all that. Now it's like no, wear the pads, elbows, knees. Your body will thank you 20 years down the road.
Well, because and that's the thing too is because like you want to be able to learn how to fall, and so like let's say if you have a wrist guard on and that helps you where you feel more comfortable to like catch yourself with your hands, whatever you have to do to get you there, do it.
All right, when because like I said, I played hockey.
And brain injuries, let's avoid those.
Yeah. Brain injury, bad check. But because I played street hockey and all that, but then when first time I played ice hockey and I bought all the gear and I got and I was like, oh my goodness, and I literally skated
right into a wall head first. It was like, oh my God, I don't feel it. This is and I was very brave all of a sudden. And this, so I get what you're saying. You're like, you put a wrist guard on, and then you're like, I fell, and like, hey, that didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're like, all right, let's push the envelope here. You know, and that's what we want to do it safely, obviously, but please feel comfortable to come out and do all this stuff. Now, I want to allow time here. You guys have several events coming up in the next couple months here.
Yes.
Some coming up here in the next couple weeks or days.
Yes.
Others kind of about a month or two down the road.
Yeah, so August 25th is going to be our all-girls skate meet. But even, let's say, if you aren't a girl and you still do want to come by, we're not going to run you off, of
course.
It's
a big park. We can find you.
No, of course.
But,
so we're having an all-girls skate meet, and we'll have coffee and donuts for that.
Well, somebody's got to sit on the side and slap hands. Now, that might be a little too young.
Yeah.
See, back in the day when you went to the roller rinks, it'd be like, fellas only now. Fellas only. And then we go skate, and they put something like pour some sugar on me. And then we try to put your hands out and hope a girl would slap your hand. And if you got one to do it, you're like, stud right here.
I see what you mean.
Right here is a stud. No. You're looking at a stud right here.
Yeah,
so you need that so we can slap the girl's hand when they go around there.
Yeah, so we have that, which will be August 25th, which will be this Sunday coming up. And then the one after that, I'm super excited for. It's September 15th. And, and the girls' skate meet's going to be at 11 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, on the 24th.
On the 25th.
5th, sorry.
Yeah, on Sunday the 25th. And then the one I'm really excited about, too, is going to be Sunday the 15th for September. And that's going to be, we're going to bring a projector out to the skate park and have a whole movie theater basically set up.
Cool.
And we're going to play a bunch of not old, but skate movies.
Ooh.
And they're going to be like the best, we're going to bring a bunch of skate movies.
Like how old are we talking?
So I have right?
Old?
No, so I actually have that set too. I do have that set. So anywhere, but that's the thing. I'm going to bring out a bunch of movies. So we're going to let the crowd pick which ones. But I got the...
fully flared, I think.
Yeah, fully flared and the final flare. Those are some Lakai videos. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So
the actual skate, like the old Thrasher videos.
Yeah, we're gonna actually play skate movies at the skate park.
Okay, I was thinking more like
6:30.
Like movies that had featured skating.
No, but there's I even have a skate kitchen. But if that's what people want to watch, we'll watch that. But
But I remember back in because there was actually a skate shop that we could walk to from our neighborhood.
For sure.
And that was the biggest thing. Thrasher's magazine. That was that's the Rolling Stone magazine of the skating world here. And back in the day that's how all these guys like Bam and all them got famous. They would literally film themselves beating the living snot out of each other, jumping ramps and trying to pull off rail tricks. And then you would literally go into any skate shop, kind of like our thing, and there would just be a constant loop of those videos. And you could, I think, and at the time you could buy the magazines, and I think you could even they had a section at the Blockbuster.
Yeah,
you could kind of go.
They even had it at Hastings when Hastings was open.
Yeah,
and then we have the event that I was telling you about, which started everything. So for November 3rd, we're gonna actually have our 5th annual skate bash, which we do it's my son's birthday.
I think first time you were on the radio, we were doing the 3rd or 4th annual.
Yeah, and so now it's the 5th. It's the 5th annual, and so basically, and you couldn't tell. The only thing about it that looks like it's a birthday is the cakes or the cupcakes and stuff. But it's really about everybody.
Sure.
Like we make sure, and we get a bunch of donations from all the skate brands and stuff. And so we even I actually even got some sponsor boxes in this week from a few, and I was super excited because I opened up one box and it's a bunch of stuff from Santa Cruz, and I was like, ooh,
cool.
sweet.
So there's like giveaways of swag and whatnot?
Yeah, and our last event, I started giving out stuff to people in the crowd, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to give stuff out to everybody. Like once you start rolling at the skate park, you're entered to win something. And basically for this event, what we're going to do, we're going to have like biggest bail. Somebody's going to win a trophy for that. But we're basically going to be giving prizes out just for skating and doing what you can do. Sure. And so if we notice you're trying a trick over and over and over again.
Like a talent showcase for skating.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you don't have to be 1, 2, or 3.
And
everybody gets something.
Just come and show us your routine or show us what you're going to do.
And so that'll be November 3rd, and it's going to start at noon, and we're going to have food for everybody. We're also going to have live music, and I think they're actually working on a DJ this year. I'm not 100% sure, but then also bands. We get bands to play.
I think you guys know a few live bands.
Yeah, and so they'll be out, and then we're also getting the Jolly Jump too for the kids, and then we actually for this event, we have an art table set up that actually has like wood cutouts of little skateboards and roller skates that the kids can paint. Just because, you know, sometimes kids don't want to be on a skateboard all the time. And so that's what the Jolly Jump and the art table's for, is to keep them busy.
Absolutely.
And we'll also have prizes for them too, like, you know, tech decks and all that stuff. We'll have age appropriate prizes for everybody.
Good deal.
Yeah.
And so that'll be
November 3rd, and it'll start at noon. Yeah, and I'm super excited about all these events.
We'll definitely have you back in before then to remind folks.
Oh, and then also too, we didn't real quick though, just because we are working on phase 2 of the new skate park, which is looking for new grants because
more money.
More money is always about that, but. Yeah, and so we're going to actually phase out the construction of the park, you know, depending on what how
At
much
some
grants
point, you're
we
like,
get.
we got to put this towards the new park instead of revamping this park.
Yeah.
Get it.
Well, and that was different money, too. That money was for repairs.
And that's
so.
just where, again, meeting with city council. And
It
like,
does
okay,
all that.
Here's a grant, but it's only earmarked to do this. We can't do this with it. And so
the city works in mysterious ways.
Yes.
You guys are learning how government works.
But we are
You're
getting that
Man,
done.
it's crazy and messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are getting that done. Just because a lot of people, they're like, oh, you just got to design. And we're like, well, we always knew that was always what was going to happen. That was phase 1. This is phase 2.
And anytime you're dealing with government entities and public
There's
funding,
a lot of work.
It's glacial. It's
go around.
And the point is, it's going to be slow, but we hope to get it right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Rather
That's what
than
we're
fast
to.
and
sloppy.
We cut a few corners. We missed a few things that we needed to do here. So yes, this may be a multiple year. We're 5-6 years down the road before we're seeing, you know, the thing where we break ground and we're doing what we want to do. But we got to keep the passion going.
Yeah.
Like I said, keep raising the funds, keep beating the bushes for grant money, and at the same time creating the buzz so when we do have the new park, we've got another generation of people that are going to use it and take ownership of it.
Exactly.
And kind of do what you guys are doing now for this generation.
And that's kind of the whole point, is we're hoping that by doing what we're doing, it'll make other people care. And I think since we've started, it has changed a lot of people's point of view. Recently it did get graffitied up, but it used to get graffitied every week. Now it's maybe once a year, if that.
And I believe that's how you kind of, communities have to kind of take care of their own and stuff.
Yeah.
And you want nice things, and that's kind of what you guys are doing. Yeah, there's going to be there's always people that do things. If there's something awesome, there's always going to be one person that's got to throw a wrench in there.
Always.
Just life. And if you get it, if you guys let it, that's what's going to be the thing that ruins everything. And then you guys, and really to the credit of the community too, it's like, okay, there's a bit of a self-monitoring of this a little bit, where yes, when this does happen, but like I said, when I was pointing out earlier, you're on Facebook, say, hey guys, look, if you want to keep this one thing we got to work together to work with them.
Yeah.
And by us just willy-nilly painting things or doing graffiti or things out there, you are actually doing more harm to the actual big picture, what we're trying to do here. I get it. And let's face it, you're young. That's to rebel. That's
Trust me, I get that. I really do.
That's just in the blood of a young person.
For sure.
Is.
And
You
trust
know
me,
what
I feel sometimes like people's grandma. I'm like, come on. And like, I'm like, I know better. But like, at the same time, I'm like, we're trying to do something so that way we don't have to get in trouble when you do get caught doing this type of stuff.
You've got enough people that you have to convince.
Yeah.
Let's not implode within our own selves here on that. And that's what I think you guys do a real good message of that. It's saying, hey guys, look, let's this is our thing. We got to take care of it if you want it to be bigger and better. If you want all the things that you keep saying you wish you had, this is the path we have to go down to get to those things.
For sure.
So let's be a part of that.
Is there anything you want to say?
I think it's really interesting how this is the most unified the skate community has ever been for I've been going to the skate park since I was a wee lad.
So you're seeing that that evolution.
Before
so
everyone's coming together and for the greater good at this point. It's never been everyone working together to achieve a common goal. And now it's at the
point,
top of that, the apex of that.
When we're kids and there's groups and then you're like, yeah, I'm behind it, but because those guys are in, I'm out. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of that. Well, if so-and-so's in, I'm out, or this is in, I'm out. And and that's what usually generally tears these kinds of things up. So for the first time, you're kind of saying, everyone's kind of putting those differences aside and saying, hey, do you want something here? Let's at least get there, and then we can debate, who
all the little things, but
And that is true. It really is. And that's one cool thing too, to see it happen, because I've been going out there for almost 20 years now. So I'm like, I mean, I've seen where people wouldn't even talk to each other.
And so you guys are kind of the next generation where like you were the kids and now your kids are coming to the point where you're like.
And that's the whole point of it too, is we want it to be a safe area for everybody. And we want more for everybody. We do. We want Roswell to have more, and this is something we can change and we all enjoy, so that's what we're working at.
I feel like for me, this isn't like really for like me or our generation. This is like giving to the next generation of
planting
like
the
what
seeds.
we wanted when we were kids. That hopefully we can get it for them.
Like
you
this
know?
is your skate park. What come on out on the 25th and for girls skate here and come see it. That's your park.
Yeah.
What you're creating now is what we hope the next generation.
100%.
And you're just hoping that you're healthy enough to get a few
Yeah,
laps on
honestly,
that board before
exactly.
your health throws the park. I get it.
Yeah, I just at least want to see it, just at least like as long as it's going in motion before like I take my last breath. That's all that matters.
Sure.
Like I'll be on the bed croaking.
I get that, 'cause that's how I feel about hockey. Because I grew up a kid, like I had to drive 45 minutes to go to a hockey rink, and I had to play at like 6 in the morning, and it just wasn't. And this was in Maryland, it wasn't. But now there's a hockey rink in the hometown I grew up in. Like you could do like like they've got it. So it's I'm like, I wish I had that when I was their age. But I'm glad they got it now.
Yeah,
it's almost the exact same scenario for you guys here.
And that's the only way it'll happen is if people put the work into it.
You had the neighborhood. You probably didn't even have this skate park per se. Maybe at the beginning.
Not really.
Yeah, that came a little bit
that
later.
Came later, yeah. Or like they had one part done and then they got the other part later on.
But that's skating. That's the history of skating. That's why you look and when you. Of course, with California, the Lords of Dogtown, if you ever watch those movies, they all started in back pools, people's empty pools in the backyards and doing it, and it just caught on. So, they were looking for something in between surfing to do it.
Exactly.
It turned into the sport and the international success that it is now.
For sure.
So, good deal. Again, go to UFO Skate Collective on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, type in UFO Skate Collective. You can throw in at Roswell if you want to for funsies, and it should pop right up.
Even if you do Google, if you put in Roswell Skate Park, everything pops up.
Yeah, that'll get you there
awesome.
too. Roswell Skate Park, any of that. And then I encourage you, like and follow the page, and then stay abreast, because like almost daily you're putting up, if there's not talking about events, just
even the repairs at the park, because a lot of people call wondering what's going on. So I'm trying to save people the hassle of having to call. I'm like, here, I'll put it. I post everything so you all, everybody knows.
And if you keep checking back, the algorithms will put it in your wall more often. And all that too.
Aren't some of the events on the City of Roswell?
Yeah, and all of our events too, they are posted on the City of the Roswell pages, and even the event page, the tourist event page, I forget at the moment. The Guy Malone runs it. I have stuff on that as well.
And I imagine too, it's
and
probably
the paper.
Like if you go to the city's website, go to their event calendar, it's probably all on there too.
Yeah, and
So
if it's not on there yet, I just have to do it, and it'll be on there in the next couple days.
But the one that's coming up the quickest is here on the 25th. That's the girl skate out at the skate park here on the 25th. What time again are you guys
It's going to be at 11.
11 a.m. Come on out. If you want to get out there early and get
we'll have coffee and donuts.
A few runs in. Yeah, come hungry. Come ready to have fun. And come one, come all. Bring the whole families. It's the girls skate, but everyone will get to skate.
And we just say that too because a lot of times, with the females, they don't come out a lot. So we try to, when we do the all girls, it's crazy. I'm like, where were you? Where have you been? Because last time we did this, there was 20 girls I never even met before that were all skating. And I was like, what? And so that's the whole, and they really do come out of the bushes.
Growing the community.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So that'll be on the 25th here.
Yes.
And then we got some more coming up.
Yeah,
that's the one you need to know about.
Yes.
And then, like I said, UFO Skate Collective, follow on Facebook. And that way you can not only read more about what we were just talking about, and if you have questions or if you have a vision, hey, when you do this skate park thing, I'd love y'all to see this, They're always looking for more people to get involved.
Yeah.
And if you have a passion for this stuff, maybe you have expertise in certain areas that could be, it's like, hey,
for sure.
I'm a lawyer. I know a lot of legal stuff. Maybe I can help you navigate through some of that.
No, and that's one thing too. I always encourage people to reach out, and one thing though is, things do take time, but we can get it done. It just takes time. And that's one thing.
Time and money.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing I really do like. I'm like, if anybody has any ideas for events, anything like that, just reach out. We're here to help, to do this type of stuff.
We will help you. What's a Ghostbuster?
Yeah, build it, they will come type of thing.
Yeah,
we want to encourage everybody. And if you have a creative idea, let's hear it. Let's get going.
It's a community space. It's a community thing. The skating, from every aspect of it, is from the skating park to where it goes in the future to
exactly.
You say, hey, what do you see? I've got an idea, but to be honest, it hasn't evolved yet. Who knows? So, ideas come. Yes, we have a set plan for the skate park now, but as we're raising funds, times may change, needs may change, and we may need to add something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe a whole new thing comes about. All of a sudden, we're like, we need to make arrangements for that.
No, for sure. And then even too with doing the whole new skate park, we got to show them hey, there's a reason and a need for it. So let's keep the momentum going to keep the need happening.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, UFO Skate Collective on Facebook, and then come on out here on the 25th to the skate park. Give the actual address to the skate park. I don't know. I know where it's at, but I never.
So they technically have two addresses.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. So it's 1620 West College is one of them, and then 1500 West College is
it's just a stone throw
from
the aquatic center and all that stuff. It's right there in that same.
Yeah, it's just Cielo Grande.
Cielo Grande area. It's right there in the park.
But Google Maps will help you perfectly. That's a good way to do it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys.
No, thank you for having us.
Anytime, and we'll see y'all next time here as we get closer to some of these events down the road.
Yes.
We'll put the bee in the bonnet to remind everybody here. So, and awesome what you guys are doing. Keep
no, thank you.
And keep the nose to the ground.
No, for sure. Thank you for having us.
Anytime. 9:57. I got just enough time to pay a few bills to eat to pay for my lunch. So quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
County Sports Report. Yesterday we talked about girls soccer. How about boys soccer? In fact, the Goddard Rockets started their season last night, losing at Clovis by a score of 4-0. Goddard will be playing host to Roswell on Thursday. Last year, Goddard was 13-8-1, 4-2 in district, tied with Artesia for the top of the district standings, and then won a game at state, beating Chaparral before losing to Hope. Their top two scorers were seniors last year, but they've got back David Alvarez. He had 6 goals as a junior. Mario Montalongo had 4 goals as a junior. Now, the big event tonight in boys soccer, Roswell against NMMI. NMMI, the defending state champ in Class 3A, and Roswell was 9-11 last year, 1-5 in district. The sports report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
So the weeds are taking over your property? Ask yourself, what would Jim Gill do?
This is Ben from Roswell Seed. If Jim was here, the first thing he'd do is figure out what kind of weeds you're dealing with. He'd recommend the best thing to get rid of them and show you how to use it. Then, he'd probably tell you a long story about the biggest weed he ever saw.
Big or small, when problems come along, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown day for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Moppet & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A Hobbs man is identified as the victim of a deadly motorcycle crash in the Texas Panhandle. Police reports show it happened Saturday night near Gaines, Texas, when Robert James Gibson lost control of his motorcycle at a curve in the roadway, causing the bike to veer off into a ditch and flip. The report says Gibson was operating the motorcycle at an unsafe speed. He was rushed to Covenant Health in Hobbs, where he died. Be aware that there are new electrical codes going into effect in New Mexico, so if you plan to build a home, you'll want to make sure you're up to date. The regulations pertain to electric vehicles, but they do not require homeowners to install EV chargers. A spokesperson for the state says there's been a lot of misinformation regarding these new rules. The updated codes require only that new homes be equipped with a circuit breaker that's capable of supporting an EV charger should a resident install one later. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. You had to stay up late last night to hear President Biden's address at the Democratic National Convention. Despite the late hour, though, Mr. Biden received thunderous applause on the first day of the convention. Town Hall News White House correspondent Greg Clugston in Chicago says that Mr. Biden's reception sounded a lot like former President Trump's at the Republican convention.
At the GOP convention, the crowd erupted in sustained applause when Donald Trump entered the arena 2 days after surviving an assassination attempt. Here at the DNC convention, Joe Biden received a hero's welcome as Democrats thanked him for his decades of service. It wasn't officially the president's farewell speech, but it marked a turning point in his political career and the Democrats' 2024 quest for the White House.
Meantime, Town Hall News correspondent Bob Agnew says it has been a hot time outside the convention venue.
A few thousand protesters marched toward the side of the Democratic National Convention here in Chicago on its opening day to voice their opposition to the war in Gaza. Dozens of protesters broke through a fence set up by police.
And there were some arrests. As the Democrats meet in Chicago, the Trump campaign continues to visit battleground states this week. Today's focus for the Trump-Vance ticket is crime and safety. U.S. intelligence officials say it was Iran that was behind the hacking of the Trump presidential campaign. Tehran denies the allegation. Israel's military says it has recovered the bodies of 6 hostages taken in Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel, ignited the war in Gaza. Swept away by raging floodwaters, 2 women died in this week's flooding in southwestern Connecticut. Parts of New York's Long Island were hard hit as well. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures down 91 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
strategic city in eastern Ukraine as Russian forces advance at a rapid clip. In Russia, Ukrainian troops are strengthening their position in the Kursk region after crossing the border into that region.
Ukraine is now digging in, building defenses and blowing up bridges to hold this territory and impede any Russian counterattack. This has all been a blow for President Putin. His rigid Russian military, seldom fleet of foot, has so far been relatively slow to respond. But President Putin may also be biding his time, still focusing his resources on making gains in eastern Ukraine.
The BBC's Jonathan Beale. Taiwan's military has conducted live fire drills, launching several surface-to-air missiles in response to growing military pressure from China. Today's exercise is taking place in southern Taiwan. News and analysis, townhall.com. A Wisconsin woman who used a sex trafficking defense at her trial for killing a man 6 years ago has been sentenced to prison.
Crystal Kaiser made headlines at the age of 17 when she shot and killed 34-year-old Randall Volar at his home in Wisconsin in 2018, burned down his house and stole his BMW. Now a Kenosha County judge has handed her a sentence of 11 years in prison and 5 years of extended supervision. She'll get credit for about 1.5 years of time served. Anti-violence groups flocked to Kaiser's defense and raised money for her original bail. She said Volar had been molesting and selling her as a prostitute for over a year leading up to his death. Her attorneys had argued she was legally allowed to kill the man under a state law that absolves sex trafficking victims. She faced multiple charges but pled guilty in May to second-degree reckless homicide to avoid a long trial and possible life sentence. I'm Jennifer King.
In January, Illinois will bar corporal punishment in private as well as in the public schools in the state. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to our Nimby of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Oh, of course, we got football Friday night. Roswell Coyotes are on the road. We'll have that right here on the radio. No video because they're in Pro V
because they own it, rights or whatever.
So we can't.
But we'll have audio-only coverage on the radio and at ksvptv.com.
Yes, yeah, you can listen online on where you watch video. It's
Right.
the audio.
And we'll have the scoreboard on the ksvptv.com feed. A little easier to keep track.
So Roswell there, Goddard, of course, they're at home taking on Portales. We'll have that game on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro.
Yep.
Live streaming video of that game as well at KSVP TV. We do have video for that one. And then Bulldogs take on Carlsbad at the Bulldog Bowl Friday night on our sister station, 990 AM KSVP. You can hear that game or its translator, 93.7, whatever it is.
AM 990 and 92 point. I always mess it up unless I say them together.
93.7.
AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP. And you can see them all at ksvptv.com.
I don't say it enough to spit it out like I normally do, and but we'll have it there, and of course, live stream video of that game, KSVP TV. There'll be a Goddard Rockets channel, KSVP TV. Click that to watch the Goddard game. You'll see a Bulldogs channel to watch our TV game.
Yep.
And then Roswell next week, we'll have video hopefully, and there'll be a Roswell. Now there will be a Roswell video channel, and you can click on it, and you'll hear audio of the game.
Mhm.
Like I said, no video, but audio. So, but it will be there if you want to check it out. You're
Yes.
too far from a radio to tune in that way. So you can hear it that way. But
Yeah.
we'll have all that for you Friday night. And, of course, don't also forget it's a busy weekend. We got Health Expo this weekend and everything else. The skate park thing we were talking
Lady
about
Skate
last hour.
Day.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on this weekend. We're getting to that fall busy.
Yep.
That fall busy where kids are playing fall sports, fall activities. People, before you know it, we're only weeks away from going out to places like Gray's Farm and getting pumpkins and stuff.
Oh, tell me about it. That's a whole thing. Once we get sort of settled into the routine of things, then it's, now it's time to start planning the trips, the school trips to the pumpkin patch. So I'm going to have like 2 sets of permission slips to sign.
Oh, yeah.
One of us will have to go to one and one of us will have to go to the other. It's usually, I think they do them within like a 2-week span.
Generally, the things, because it's always around the same time of year. My wife, when she does do it, and they go the trip out to the graves or whatever.
It's that 2 to 4 week period. Most people enjoy a season, but fall in southeastern New Mexico is really about 4 good weeks.
Yeah.
And those 4 weeks are the best time to be a New Mexican.
Weather-wise, yeah.
Absolutely. I can function in public.
4 minutes of fall.
I'm not just constantly, and I know this is a divisive word, moist.
While you were talking, I was just thinking that would be a fine name for an emo band. 4 minutes of fall.
4 minutes of fall. I like it. 5 seconds of summer, 4 minutes of fall.
I feel
it really is a rip off of Five Sauce. Because theirs would be, form off. Because Five Sauce works so well. 5 seconds of summer, so people always call them Five Sauce. But form off. Yeah, that's not as catchy. 4 minutes of fall. But it would be a good, not a good like punk band name. More of like a pop band name. Like I would say pop punk. Maybe like Yellow Card kind of.
Yeah, but I think
vein.
like the fan base could yell out, FMOF. FMOF.
FMOF. Yeah, that works.
4 minutes of fall. FMOF. Yeah, I can see that happening. We could work this.
Yeah.
All we need is a band.
My opening act, MOF, is off stage going, why don't they like me?
Right, somebody back home.
FMOF.
Somebody back, those jerks on the radio just stole our band name.
There was a band that rolled through town. This was in the mix days. And I don't remember anything about the band, the music, the musicians, anything. I just remember their name was Pensive.
I vaguely remember.
That was it was Pensive. And they had a MySpace page.
I remember, everybody did at that time.
I remember because they were I think they came in and did like an on-air thing.
I kind of remember, yeah. But that was the day where
you can't name a band after an emotion.
Yeah.
It's like we call my band morose.
And if I remember right, like when MySpace finally jumped the shark and everyone went to Facebook. Like bands and musicians were the one group trying to keep MySpace. If I remember, like Timberlake was in there trying to save it.
It was the Renaissance, like 2015, 2016. They were like, hey, MySpace is still a thing, you guys. It was like Timberlake, Bieber.
But it was always musicians. Yeah, They were trying to keep, because you could put songs up there.
That's what they were saying, they were trying to make it less of a social media thing and more of like a music-centric thing.
Because you could actually upload music to your page there after you picked your favorite 8 friends, of course.
MySpace is actually still a thing. I think I haven't checked in a while.
I don't know my username or password. I couldn't log into my thing, but I have a face. You know what? I know it's full of Mix 106 stuff.
Oh,
like the Mix logos, it's all Mix stuff.
Yeah,
and I bet my top 8 friends are like Sean. I'm very curious to see what my top 8 are.
Casey. I did,
but Sean would still be in my top 8. Look at that.
You can. It's not a thing anymore. But if you go to the Wayback Machine online and you type in, www.geocities.com/intimidator1_5/home.html. That was my website.
Did you have a Dale Earnhardt page?
No, I did not. So when I was a kid, me and my friend, we had this idea that we wanted to be a masked lucha-style tag team.
Okay.
I was going to be the Intimidator, and he was going to be the Eradicator.
Oh, okay.
We had our music, we had finishing moves, we had the whole thing. We never even took a bump, but we had the whole gimmick.
I think you got your names from Metallica lyrics.
Yeah.
Intimidate.
Eradicate.
Eradicate.
Sit down so we can masticate.
Procrastinate.
Yes. But that was my website, and it was the most 90s. Like it had flashing graphics. It had a background that made everything else next to impossible to read. It had a sound effect right as you logged in. Like you open the website and there's like a waveform that hits you. It's like pure 90s, early 2000s. I think there's even some Mix 106 stuff on there
I
too.
get bored. I might go try to dig up my Facebook page or my MySpace page and see what's going on.
I would be genuinely curious to see.
Could I get back in? Could I forgot your password? I was like, I forgot the email. It's probably the same Yahoo email I got now. I've been having for 50 years. It's probably the same email. I think about it. It's probably the same email I've been using for 100 years. My Yahoo email that I've been 100 years old.
I only just recently changed this, but the email that I started my Facebook page with was ONA Rocks 10. That was an Opie and Anthony. And what it was I was creating emails to get free trial subscriptions of Sirius XM so I could listen to ONA.
Well, peeling back that curtain, and this is our guests aren't here waiting.
Just got here. Morning.
Oh, cool. All right, well, I'll quickly tell this story then. Back in my Air Force days, and this is in the dawn of the chat rooms and that world of the internet. This is the infancy of internet. I had many Excite email addresses.
Ooh,
if you remember
nice.
Excite.
Yes.
Under various names and things, because I'm not proud of this moment, but this is what we did. There was a guy in our shop that was, let's just say, he was not popular. He was he was never that popular kid, but you would feel sorry for him, except for he was a jerk.
Oh.
Like he was stupid and not,
he wasn't likable.
Like he wasn't likable, but he did it on himself. Like
Right.
Anytime you tried to incorporate him into the group, he just said and did things that you're like, never mind.
He was Pierce Hawthorne.
Yes. So anyway, we were in the chat room. We found out that he hung out in some chat room and Excite and something. And we found out through, we're guys in military. This is what you do. And so we found out where he chatted. So me and a couple other people, and I was the ringleader because I was the guy with the accounts and doing the typing. I just had people feed me information.
Right.
And I basically got him to fall in love with me.
You catfished Pierce Hawthorne?
Now, and all this was before catfishing was officially a thing. But yeah, and so I got him to where he was friends because and basically when we agreed to do a meetup at a local fast food in town, and then we all said, here we are, and that was, I'm sure. He's probably on couches talking about us to this day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not proud of it, but it's what we did.
I love the fact that you, I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has expired on this one, but you basically just admitted to catfishing a member of the military. I think that might be a federal offense.
Well, this was also in 1996, 7, something like that, so it was a while ago.
I still have to shudder a guffaw, like every time I see somebody with an AOL address. Like there's somebody on our staff with AOL address, and I'm like, come on, dude, come on.
It's like, are they even still a company? Like, is AOL?
Yeah, it's still a company.
People that work for AOL. It's like, what do you do? I work for AOL, and they go to like Office Space building every day, Engine, and walk
Their
in. Their
whole thing is maintaining their email server now.
That's all they do.
That's basically the entirety of what AOL
so AOL
exists
is like one guy.
Yeah,
and he sits in a room with a desk. And occasionally something fries, and he goes and pulls that box out and puts another box in, and then hits a button. Can I get that job?
It's like a cart machine.
Right. In my head, that's what I picture.
That's real inside baseball.
So anyway, we do have a guest this hour, so we can stop doing this. Although I got things to do now. I got to look for my MySpace page. There's a game on Steam I got to look for. I got work to do. So,
That's right.
But we do have the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office join us. I don't know if it's Drew and Tamara or both or a combination thereof or one or the other. But we'll have the folks in the Extension Office join us here in just a bit. Later on the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, let's do the weather. I'm telling you right now, there is nothing good in this weather forecast. It is just 30 seconds of stink. So here it is. Enjoy. That's a sell.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Lots of sunshine and lots of heat for the next few days. Upper-level high pressure parked over the Texas Panhandle. That'll keep things dry for us. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. It'll be clear for the overnight hours down to the low 70s, and then another hot day coming up on Wednesday, 100 to 105 again, and sunny. We could hit 106 on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 76 here in Roswell at 8:18 in the a.m. Humidity is at 36%, and winds are calm at the moment. In case you need a reminder, we do have a heat advisory officially kicking in at noon today to remind you it is hot. That will last until 8 p.m. this evening. And like I said, it's just a bag of suck for the next week. 103 for a high today. Southeast winds 5 to 10. Sunny skies, of course. 70 for an overnight low tonight. South winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, 104 for a high tomorrow. South winds 5 to 10. 72 for an overnight low tomorrow night. Thursday, 106 for a high. Friday, for football and everything, 102 for a high. Saturday, 100 for a high. Sunday, 100 for a high. And don't get excited. Pretend like I'm not saying this, because it probably won't happen. But just in case, they're talking a 20% chance of rain on Monday with a high of only 97. That's crazy. So get your parkas ready just in case that does happen. But, you know, they're saying there's a chance. Don't get excited. It probably won't happen. Probably by Thursday or Friday, that'll be disappeared and gone to the dodo, way of the dodo. But for now, they're saying there's a chance. So do with it what you will. All right, it is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute break, and then we will talk with the folks. We got the trifecta here from the Chaves County Extension Office. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away.
Hey Roswell, summer's winding down, but the deals are still hot during the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event at the all-new Roswell Ford. Right now, get crazy low prices on all-new Fords and quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. And top dollar for your trade. Stuck in your loan or lease? Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, so you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. For a limited time, get 0% APR and $1,900 in bonus cash on 2024 F-150 trucks, and make no payments for 90 days. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months at $27.78 per thousand. Subject to lender approval through Ford credit. Offers not combined. Sale ends 9/2/24.
A good night's sleep is so important, and issues like sleep apnea make falling asleep and staying asleep nearly impossible, but we can help. I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. With the help of a simple oral appliance, your sleepless nights could be a thing of the past. But don't take my word for it, just ask Lainey.
My name is Lainey Smith. I wasn't surprised when I found out I had sleep apnea simply because I had a horrible sleep pattern. I attempted to use the machine and it drove me nuts and I could not sleep with it. And then that's when Dr. Agger told me about the oral appliance. I would suspect I've been using it for 2 years now. In all of that time, I've had less than 10 poor nights of sleep. It's a complete game changer. I feel a lot better because I sleep.
This simple appliance can change your life. Call us today to set up your appointment so you can finally get the good night's sleep you need.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true.
The perfect pair of glasses is a lot closer than you think. The Eyesight in Roswell, Carlsbad, and Hobbs is now accepting new patients 5 and up. The Eyesight accepts all VSP vision plans for full contact lens and glasses, as well as Medicare, Davis, and more. Designer frames from Maui Gyms, Oakley, and so much more. The Eyesight in Roswell, Carlsbad, and Hobbs offers complete eye care, including pre- and post-cataract and LASIK, as well as glaucoma testing. The perfect pair is waiting for you at the Eyesight in Roswell, Carlsbad, or Hobbs. Clearly the best in sight.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2024.
Prescott in the gun, runs it up the middle.
Only heard here.
Skinny post, walk in, CeeDee Lamb.
All season.
Pressure up the middle. He's hit. He's sacked by Parsons.
Saturday afternoon, it's your Cowboys and the Los Angeles Chargers. Live from AT&T Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 1, kickoff at 2 on your official Dallas Cowboys station, 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, we got almost the whole, we have people holding down the fort to answer phones and things, but we got pretty much the main staff here of the Chaves County Extension Office with us. Of course, Drew and Tamara and Katie back with us, our newest addition, our 4-H rep here. So now what do you got, about how many months on the job now?
6 weeks, so
almost
2 months.
Almost 2 months. I was thinking you had a few more months under your belt. So
No.
No, trial by fire.
Which, and ironically enough, you dropped right in fair season.
Yes.
So you hit
did.
arguably the busiest time of year for 4-H.
Oh, her first day was state conference with us. We hauled her out of town with kids.
I showed up, she handed me a list of kiddos, and we went.
I just smiled and waved.
Well, at least you got to do what you wanted to do right out the gate.
We had a great time.
No time for learning curves here. You're throwing to the wolves. But you know, of course, Andrew did a great job for many years, and now we're lucky enough to have Katie doing that. So don't worry, everything's covered with 4-H, and of course, you guys were filling the void till Katie come in to kind of bail you out a little bit.
I think our families are very excited to have her.
I was about to say, did you get lots of gifts from these people?
I should.
You should. That's what I'm saying.
Just lots of praise.
At least
lots
baked
of praise.
goods. I mean, like, hey, I thank you, Pie, for agreeing to take on here.
She did have to take care of the baking at county fair, so just FYI.
I don't know if she
like,
wants me to bake anything for her.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe Drew can get you a plant.
Yeah.
Let Tamara bake you something.
That's the way to do it. I like the way you think.
But yes, if you're not familiar, of course, the Extension Office, when we talk all the time, so we're talking 4-H, we're talking, all of the home ec side of things, and of course our gardening and planting and crops and that agricultural side of that's what the Extension Office does. And obviously, probably most people, when you think of 4-H, they think of Extension Office, they think of 4-H because that's kind of the most public portion of it.
Yes.
But when it comes to, if you need anything from pesticide certifications, trainings on various stuff, to even if you're wanting to get healthy, maybe you've just been diagnosed with diabetes, or maybe you haven't, you're just saying, I'm going to be there and I need to stop doing that. The Extension Office helps with all that. And by the way, we can do stuff with your kids. And 4-H, and we chat, and Tamara will talk about it. They got 4-H for kids. I mean, for adults. I'm sorry. They 4-H is for kids, but they got basically Extension Office is 4-H for adults too, where it's, I don't think you wear uniforms and stuff, but you do get to do activities and things that are adult. I mean, they're not, unless you want to work leather work and stuff, but it's created and stuff. But that's all the Extension Office. It's all so much. It's really a community based. If you want anything agriculture related or health related or youth related. A call to the Extension Office. You'll probably, if you don't get your answer direct, you'll get in touch with people that can answer those questions. And that's really what you guys do at the end of the day. So, is that a good descriptor?
Absolutely. It is a great descriptor.
So before we talk other stuff, let's recap fair stuff. How was everything from the fair? And kind of, I guess we're in a little bit of a lull because state fairs, when's state fair? Like in a week or
couple
two?
Weeks.
Couple weeks away.
Yes.
And then so maybe there's a breath in between there. But
a short one.
Yeah.
Short breath. Yeah.
How are things in the 4-H world right now?
Spectacular.
Good.
So we just finished up county fair.
Okay.
We had a lot of great kiddos out sharing out their awesome projects.
You can go back and watch some of the livestock shows on our stuff there. We
Yes.
had, I'm telling you, I'm telling folks right now, when it comes to our video viewership of things, number one is Artesia Bulldog football. Sorry, folks, there's nothing on this planet that beats the viewership. There's thousands and thousands of people that watch it every Friday night. You know what's second? And I lump it together. Livestock shows, whether it's Eddy County Fair, Chavez County Fair, Eastern New Mexico State Fair, whatever it is. Families love to watch their kids, especially, and it's great because, and we love it because it really gives the out-of-town grandma and grandpa that live in Texas or Wyoming or wherever, they get to, and they tune in. And even like, I'm going to guess that, because the Chavez County Fair is a little smaller than Eastern New Mexico. I mean, you don't have the rides. It doesn't get the draw that the Eastern does. I'm guessing we probably have more people watching than probably in attendance, like for some of these shows. So that, I mean, we literally pick a random show, chickens or pet show, and there's usually 200-300 at any given time watching it live, and then another hundreds after the fact watching it. So those shows are very popular. So I invite you to come check them out in person. If you ever, when the Eastern Fair comes up here, or if you're going to be up in Albuquerque for State Fair, go sit down and watch these shows. See them live. See these kids in action. See, I grew up in city boy. I grew up in D.C., Maryland. Cow, I'm like, they get milk, right? That's kind of, I don't have a background in farming and ranching. I just don't. But I go to the livestock show every time, and I'm just enthralled and entertained watching these, especially, and I've said to you guys 1,000 times, when you get a kid that's like 7 years old and is like 75 pounds soaking wet, and they're just handling an 800-pound animal, that to me is impressive. And they do it proficiently. That's the part that gets me. You think a little kid, like, and sure, there's struggles. There always is.
Oh, yeah, it takes work and dedication.
These kids are, sorry, I'm saying badass. They're just badass. They're just great kids, So,
they're incredible.
Yeah, so I invite you to come, if you missed them at the Chavez County Fair, maybe your next opportunity will be Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Please, go when you're done eating all the corn dogs and riding the things that spin you around, go check out the livestock arena and go watch a show or two. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's cows or pigs pigs are just as fun to watch too. Wait, you get a bunch of kids with those boards and pigs that don't want to do what you want them to do.
The pig show's my favorite. That's my favorite. Or stop by the ice cream parlor and support the 4-H program in general and go sit down and enjoy a nice sweet snack while you watch it.
There's never been an Eastern New Mexico State Fair where I don't walk into that at least once during the week and get a milkshake or an ice cream cone.
Well, it's got air conditioning, so it's the place to be.
That's the other thing. To be honest, I rarely go into the commercial building through the main commercial building entrance. I always go through the ice cream shop. Get my ice cream. Want to do that other door, and then I pop out of the exit of the other. That's how I do it every single time.
And I'll tell you what, this county fair here in July was cooler than I think Eastern was last year. So the weather worked out really well for us.
You know what? There was only 1 or 2 days that were like, "Whoa, it's kind of nasty."
Yeah, I think that Friday was pretty warm. But
I think just the fact it's been 105 every day since, it's kind of like, it wasn't so bad back then.
It was lovely. Yeah, it's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But as far as updates and stuff go, I mean, I know we're kind of in fair season, but if there's kids listening and are interested in 4-H, you can sign up and start, and by the way, you can get involved in 4-H and never touch an animal or deal with livestock and all that. There's so many other programs through 4-H that are more technology-based or skill-based or fun-based, shooting sports. That's a very popular one. And those kids compete nationally, statewide. They're going all over the place doing that. If you're into computers and stuff, there's programs for you
everything.
to do all that.
There is a program for everything. We are still doing 4-H days at the library.
Okay.
So we've got Sandart and Hagerman coming up.
Okay. Roswell's, because of the air conditioning situation, those are on hiatus until hopefully soon they'll get the parts they need to get that AC unit fixed. But but the 4-H kid stuff is on hold until they get their AC fixed there. But like you said, Hagerman on at the other libraries here.
Absolutely. So that's very exciting. Come see us there. We'll be at Dragonfly Festival. You can come see us there as well.
You need to go if you've never been. That is really cool too. And sign up. You got to. This is what you need to do. Go to it's friendsofbitterlake.org. Go to that website right now. You'll see the flyer for the Dragonfly Festival. It's free, but they do dragonfly and wildlife tours.
There's so much to do.
And they're free to do, but you got to pre-register for those. And you can't just roll up to the Dragonfly Festival and get on a dragonfly tour. You got to advance sign up.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah, they fill up fast. So go now to their website. And then you can pick your date and time. There's about 8 or so different times that you can go for, depending on the different tours, and sign up for them. Like I said, they're free, doesn't cost you anything, but they're popular, and you got to sign up and be there on time to do that. Otherwise, they'll give your spot away. And there always are people waiting. You can try that, but your odds are still not. And by the way, they also carry them over into Sunday too. So if they get filled up, they do Dragonfly tours from like in the morning till about noon or 1 o'clock there. So again, go to their website for Dragonfly Fest. But Saturday's the day where like you guys will be there and many other organizations will be there. I think usually like BLM's got their fishing pond and all that.
They had so many booths and things to do for everybody in the community last year.
They do their monarch butterfly launch. You can sign up. Again, go to the website for free and sign your kids up to do that. And then when they launch their monarch butterflies, they grow them. And then at Dragonfly Festival, they release them out to be a part of the herds here. So, and so the kids get to do that. And it's not like the videos. You
cannot feed on them again.
They're not the tastiest of things.
No, you can actually do videos where a bird ate a monarch butterfly and then it's throwing up.
Ooh.
And it's puking that out because of the toxins and that milkweed that are in the monarch.
So fear not, you will not see that. And if you do, keep watching the show because more will happen.
Stay
tuned for part 2.
That's right. Wait for the second video to pop up here. But yeah, and of course that'll be coming up September 6th, I think it is.
7th.
I was one off that. And 7th is the Saturday, but it is a 3-day event because Friday night they'll do a Dragonfly talk about it, and then weather permitting they'll have a Star Watch party afterwards where you can go and because they're out in the middle of nowhere out there and you go look at the sky and see all the stars. Bitter Lake's an oasis. It literally is an oasis in the desert. It's a whole different. If you've never been out to Bitter Lake, go out there. Make Dragonfly your first time, but go and check it out. And go different parts of the year. You go in September is way different than when you go in November, even a month or two later when the cranes and it's a big pilot flying J for animals. That's exactly what Bitter Lake is. It's a rest stop.
It's a nesting ground.
Yeah, those monarch butterflies they're going to be releasing. Those monarchs will go up, join the herd, live for a couple weeks, with their whole point to get the herd from point A to point B.
They'll go all the way down into Mexico.
Yeah,
and they do that through multiple generations, so it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, literally. This butterfly was on Earth to go 100 miles south, and then it's done its job, and the next group takes over.
Yep,
and that's how it's really cool and fascinating how the monarch butterfly works. But anyway. Come out to Dragonfly and learn about butterflies, and then come see, learn more about 4-H and sign up there, and you can learn more about the programs and tons of other stuff too. So I got sidetracked there. So what else do we want to? I do that from time to time.
I would just say come out to fairs. We've got State Fair the second week in September, and then Eastern Fair is the first week of October. So just look at the projects, check them out. There's stuff beyond animals. There's so many projects beyond animals. We've got over 200 projects total. Check it out, and then you're prepared for open enrollment starting in October when we can let in all of our new friends and find a new spot for y'all to join our family.
Absolutely. By the way, when you're out at the fairs, particularly Eastern, because I know the lay of the land of that one a little bit better, when you're done at the live, walk into the education building.
Yes.
That building, it's got air conditioning is cool, too. So that day that you're like,
sometimes.
Compared to other days I've been out there, it's pretty cool. I walk in there and I'm still like, all right, I'm hanging out with the trains. It's still cool in here. But that being said, that building is, you're going to be blown away if you never walked in there before, because that's where all the projects are for kids and adults. When they enter the home ec stuff to the art and crafts type stuff, you start looking at artwork and things, and you're looking, and it's very detailed and elaborate, and you're like, wow, it's impressive. And then you look close, and a 10-year-old kid did it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you think, oh, I wonder what adult did that. No, that's a 10-year-old.
Yep.
And you get blown, and I'm telling you, do that, and then you walk a couple over, get blown away again with another one. That whole building's full of those.
Oh, you could spend hours in there.
Yeah, that commercials where they had the moments and the poof with the purple cloud and everything. You have like 30 of those walking around in there because it's just, you see something, you're like blown away by, the amazing talent that people, and adults too.
Yep.
Like you're thinking, and then you look and like, I know that guy. I didn't know they had that ability, And by the way, not condoning, but if you find art that you're interested in and want to make deals, they can definitely help you get in touch with the artist, and y'all can work your deals out. But 4-H is not going to, they may put you in touch with them, but they're not going to broker a deal for you. That's what I'm saying. But if you find artwork, you never know. That does happen from time to time. People are like, I want it, I need it, I want to own it. And they'll go and talk. I'll give you $1,000 or whatever it is for that thing. It happens. But please, when you're done spinning and ready to throw up, eating all the food and all that, you need a place to wind down and just, even quiet a little bit with all the music and everything. You just need that desensitized. Go to the education building. You're going to be stuck in there for hours. Not stuck. You're going to go in there thinking you're going to be there for 5 minutes. Next thing you know, you're in there for 2 hours because you're just walking around, seeing everything. Mm-hmm. And then you start seeing the pies and stuff, and you'll be hungry. Like, all right, let's go get some more fun.
Yeah, that's
it. Let's go find various meats on sticks. Let's go.
Yeah.
So please, don't forget the education building when you're out doing your fair stuff, whether it's State Fair or the Eastern New Mexico State Fair here. So, good deal. Is there anything else on the 4-H side we want to cover?
I don't think so.
Okay, but like I said, keep checking back. Like, when's the next scheduled? Like, the one for this month was done, but what week is it that you guys do the library or the second?
The 4-H day at the library here in town is the second Wednesday of every month.
So check back when we as we approach the next second Wednesday at the Roswell Public Library to make sure that that's a go. Maybe call a couple days ahead. Just hey. I'm not sure if the AC's back or not. Are you guys still going to be doing? And they'll tell you, no, we can't because of the AC. Or bring the kids. We're game on this weekend.
It'll be up on our Facebook too, so you should hunt us down on Facebook and Instagram for all your updates.
Now, maybe we'll shift to Drew here on this because it's just the transition here. You guys are still doing the Master Gardener stuff. At least you did this month.
Yes, Master Gardeners are still rolling. We're meeting every second Wednesday at our office at the Extension office at 5:30. So if you're interested in the Master Gardeners, come connect with us. Come to the meeting. Come see what we're about. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities, and the next course will open up in January. So if you are interested, come on in, sign up, and get to know us a little bit and find out if that's your cup of tea.
Absolutely. Now, the Master Gardeners. Now, this is exactly what that is. This isn't, I just bought some seed packs at Roswell Seed and decided I'm going to do gardening today. That's not what this is. I mean, they'll teach people, and that's what they do. But the Master Gardeners, these are people that are like a bunch of gardener Yodas.
Well, it is by far. I mean, once you go through the course, it is a crash course, college level course. But it really is available for anybody and everybody. It's one topic a week that they go through over 16 weeks, and so it is a 16-week commitment when you sign up for it. But it is a wonderful program. You'll get a lot out of it. And then we do a lot of community projects throughout Roswell and Chaves County. And so one of the most recent ones that we did was the Triangle Garden up by Cahoon Park. And so it is an educational garden where we've planted a series of plants that do well here in Chaves County in our climate, and kind of showcase some of that and how to do it, some drip irrigation and different things that you can apply to your own garden.
Absolutely, and that's a lot of these tips and tricks. The way they do it, it's the right way, but also workarounds for cheap. Cost effective and things. Sure you can spend lots of money on some of these irrigation systems, but especially if you're just a hobby gardener or something, you're not going to be spending that kind of money. So here's some things.
But we definitely have education that can help you out at any budget, at any level, and can be more water efficient
and all Southeast New Mexico knowledge. So maybe you grew up gardening, but you grew up in Florida.
Oh yeah,
some of your knowledge is not going to help you here in Southeast New
trust
Mexico.
Me, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't. So it rains down there on a regular.
Yeah, they get moisture and stuff. They actually have nutrients in the soil, things like that. They live in the desert.
Yeah.
that's so if you always wanted that, and maybe you're new to the area, and you're like, I love gardening, I love doing, but this New Mexico soil has flummoxed me here.
It is a very different place to grow in, and so it definitely benefits you to get that education.
And that's why you talk to like your Roswell seeding experts, like your master gardeners. They'll tell you different things based on what part of town you live in. If you live on the north end, that you might get different ways to garden than someone living on the south end, just because the dirt is that much different because of the aquifer and things.
And on the west end of town, you're going to be hit really hard with the wind, so you really need to play your microclimates around your house. Yep.
Yeah. So based on where you live, even one end of town to the other can drastically change how you treat that particular piece of plant or whatever there.
Very much so.
That's where the master gardeners come in. So
that's it. And if
talk to them.
Another opportunity for people looking to get into gardening or maybe save their seed. So gardening at the library in September, again, third week in September on Saturday at 10 o'clock at the library. Pending air conditioning, of course.
Now, you did have one for August here.
We did. This last Saturday, we did it on pecan weevil awareness. So make sure if you have a pecan weevil trap, now is the time to put it back up on your pecan tree and be looking for those evil weevils because we want to find them and get rid of them.
That's right. If you, you've got a pecan tree. That's the whole point of having it, so you can enjoy the fruit of its labor.
Yes.
And if you're not doing the pecan weevils, guess what? You don't get to enjoy.
And
you get all the work and none of the deliciousness.
Exactly. And if you even have just one tree, you're part of the production industry here in Chaves County, and we really want to protect our production because we are number one in the country for the state of New Mexico in pecan production, and we have a lot less acreage than Georgia, who we normally compete with for the number one or number two spot. Texas, for example, has twice the amount of acres of pecans that New Mexico does, but we outproduce them almost double every year just because we don't have the pest problems that they do in Texas and other states where pecan trees are native to.
And we got to keep it that way.
And we want to keep it that way.
Hence why we're so vigilant on the pecan weevil.
Please, I know I sound like a broken record every time this year, but please pay attention.
Well, and to be honest, if you do not, then the bad thing happens. Because unfortunately, the pecan weevil's a pretty hardy animal that can go dormant and then come back on you. And
it'll stay in the soil for up to 2 years. I mean, it's a very resilient bugger.
Yeah.
And but if you're looking at saving your seed from your garden this year, this September, third Saturday in September, come to the library, 10 o'clock, and you'll learn how to save the seed from the plants that you grew this year, whether it's flowers or vegetables.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. So then, do that whole circle life thing.
Yes. Yeah. And if you have a pecan tree, but you don't have a pecan weevil trap yet, make sure to call into the office and sign up for one of our workshops where we'll build the trap together.
Yeah, they're pretty easy. They don't, and they're pecan weevils. They're not exactly lions, so you don't big.
No, they're not extremely intelligent.
People are calling, should I bring my gun, Drew? No.
That's a little overkill.
just to put that out there, they're just little tiny weevils. You don't have to build some monstrosity trap here. I just know there's a lot of guys that got Tim the Tool Man mentality.
Oh, I understand.
And they're like, we'll get these weevils. They'll come in with a bazooka and a flamethrower and Lord knows what else. And you're like, this ought to do it right, Drew?
Yes. It may get rid of the pecan tree, too, though. That's the problem.
There's that term called scorched earth. It got rid of your problem, but everything else, too. So, maybe in 10 years you'll have a tree where, again, that you can, get some nuts off of. But anyway. But come to the next one. And by the way, if you have questions about this stuff, don't hesitate to call the extension office. During the day, I got one of these questions like, man, I was on the radar. I heard you were talking about this. I'm having problems. Let me call and ask, and they'll be happy to find that information for you or tell you. You know what? It just so happens we got a Master Gardener class coming up. We're going to be talking about some of that. I invite you to come and learn some more besides it.
And do call the office if you have any questions. I am making my way through my stack. I called 23 people yesterday.
Nice.
So I handled 23 different calls that I've been
Sorry,
needing
Bob,
to get
you're
to.
25. He'll get you today.
That's it.
Very good. But don't hesitate. You got a question about 4-H or anything with the gardener stuff.
That's it.
All right, Tamara. We saved the best for last.
Yay!
Let's talk home ec side. How are things in that world of the extension office?
Oh, they're going good. So things are super busy. So Christmas Showcase is back.
It's the season, yeah.
Yes. So tickets go on sale September 1st. So it's going to be Tuesday, November the 12th this year out at Hobson Hall, just like always.
Yeah.
2 viewings that they can choose from again. So the 1:30 and 6:30.
And they're both exactly the same.
Well.
Oh, different this year.
We do.
Ooh,
so this year
she did on purpose, just so she knows going to do that, just to make me.
We are going to start having small businesses throughout Roswell come and present.
Oh, okay. So you might see different businesses at different times.
So every year there will be a different
So
presenter.
if you're there for the we all know it, the book.
Yes.
The book will be the same regardless if it's the morning or evening session. But if you want to learn some more about small businesses and some of the different partners in our area, it might behoove you to visit both. But you only get one book.
It'll be a DIY showcase just like it always is.
I guess that's a way to get 2 books if you want to gift a book. Because
there is. That is a great one.
And to be honest, that is a thing. People
That is a good gift.
Have books left, and they if you can, you give them out. But
they make great stocking stuffers.
Absolutely, and they're different every year. So if you've been getting the books, and if you're like, what book of you speak? So this is what we're talking. I know I jump ahead of myself. So the Christmas Showcase is really, when it's this. But it's really every year they come out and different presenters have different crafts, foods, holiday related, Christmas decorations, Christmas gifts, Christmas foods, things like that. And each year they demo and you get to try samples, you get to kind of see, maybe even make your own depending on the project and things like that. And then when you're done with the session, they give you a book. And in the book is all these projects we talk about. And every year the book projects are different. So if you went last year or the year before and got a book, this book's got different projects, different. So it's like collect the set, kind of like back in the day when you used to get like the Gone with the Wind collector's plates or something like that. You had to each month go in. Each year you got to go to get the new book. And so if you're one that goes every year to get the book, here's your first warning. November coming up. Get your thing signed up now. And if you got time, maybe sign up for both, the midday one and the after work one here.
So tickets go on sale, like we said, September 1. There's an opportunity for the community to participate as well this year. So they can bring us their best DIY Christmas ornament.
So a little country Pinterest.
Yes.
Bring your own.
So we want to see those fabulous DIY Christmas ornaments they're coming out with. So it will be a contest, and then when Christmas Showcase is wrapped up, we will use those and donate them to the assisted living centers around town. So come participate and have fun, and let's see who has the best ornament.
Maybe yours could be in a future book. And then you can tell your grandkids, see, my ornament's in the book in 2024. But no, a joke is, it really is cool. Yeah. It's such a great opportunity. People come, you get sample foods. You get to try all these cool Christmas treats. And by the way, you get this great book with great ideas. And if you find, and by the way, that's the great thing. If you know other people, see if you can borrow their past books and let them rummage through it. There might be some great ideas.
We have some of those available in the office too. So if they miss
procure.
a year, call the office and let's see if we have it.
Yeah. Is it? Do you make like a donation for one of those, or is it $5? Or you just...
So the tickets that you purchase for this year will get you the book.
That's included,
right? So, but for past years, the ones that we have in the office are like a quarter.
Okay. So they're like going to a thrift store to buy books. You can get them for dirt cheap. Yeah, you can get the whole set for like $6.
Right.
But it is really a great. Like if you've never been to one, I highly recommend at least go to one of them, the midday or the evening. I get it. We generally set it up because if you're busy one, you're probably available at the other, or vice versa. But if you can go to both, please do to learn more. But if you only do one to get the book, at least do that. If you've never been before, highly recommend it. There's such great ideas, like especially if you love crafting and stuff. I guarantee you're going to walk in there and be like, I never thought of that. What a great idea. Even if you quote yourself, I'm a craft guru. Like I know the ins and outs of crafting. I bet there's a few tricks that you might learn at the showcase. Like every year that happens.
Well, and the extension clubs make it fun and entertaining at the same time. They will tell you the do nots as well as the do's.
The life lessons that they learned the hard way.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, so come and do it. And so if you've never done crafting before, maybe that's your chance to do. And and that's just it. I think everyone in some way, shape, or form loves to do crafts. And I know there's people saying, "Nuh-uh, not me, boy." And I'm like, just you didn't get it presented to to you right. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. You don't have to be good at it.
Exactly.
To do it. That's exactly right.
It's like golf, people. I've seen all you guys stinking up the golf course out there. You don't have to be good at it to like it.
Were you behind me?
Yeah. But that's also crap too, because it's art. You follow the rules or don't follow the rules. That's the beauty of art. You know, you do what you. I mean, now granted, if you're serious in art, you got to know the rules and follow the rules to break the rules. That's just how
figure out which ones
once you get to Picasso level of art, you can break the rules because you either.
But some of the best ones are those uh-ohs.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I've had
but
plenty
that's where
of
I
those.
think arts and crafts comes in. Yeah. Drew's like, that's my middle name. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Drew,
yeah.
Uh-oh Garnet.
That's going to stick.
Sorry about that. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes, the masterpiece comes with the unintentional, I was trying to do this and it turned into this and quite frankly it's better. Yeah. Food does that too sometimes. Sometimes not, but sometimes it does. It's like,
That's very
I put
true.
too much cinnamon in. Turns out it's better now. So, sometimes.
Grab the wrong spice.
Mhm.
That happens.
I know a lot of people got salty food thinking it was sweet. Or vice versa.
That goes back to why I don't bake.
That's right. Like, I think I put too much salt in this cake.
Hey, y'all, full disclosure, I did that as a kid.
Oh, I did it last week. But yeah, that's fun part too. I mean, and that's like the families, like that's, to me, that's grown up. I mean, mom, Christmas time, you're in there thinking you're helping, but not really. You know what I mean? That's to me, that's what you're creating here. So please get involved with these. That's why you come to the Christmas showcase and these things, so you can create these memories with your families in those moments where and the screw-ups included. That's what makes the memories the memories. Remember that time Mom burned a whole thing of cake? Them gingerbread men were burnt. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, that happens.
Well, it took a lot of frosting that year.
Or I helped out, and now the burnt batch was the one I helped out with, or whatever. It's just we did gingerbread houses, and someone didn't tell me the roof goes on the top.
Or maybe the story's going to be after the Christmas showcase, those gingerbread cookies actually turned out well.
Oh, exactly. It's like, last year Mom made these things. They were god-awful. Now we went to the showcase, and Mom's cookies are actually palatable now. All the above. But that's, we're talking about learning skills, but at the end of the day, all this stuff is creating memories, family, getting 4-H. Creating those family memories together, because 4-H, yes, the kids are involved, but it's a family.
Oh my goodness,
it's a family thing.
Very much.
Whether it's livestock or one of the things that have nothing to do with livestock, it's a family thing. When the kids are involved, the parents are involved, and that's the thing too. We'd love to encourage that, because the way 4-H and any youth organization goes is the parents, the people that are willing to step up and volunteer and do that. And I'm sure, Katie, you could use lots of volunteers in your 4-H program.
Always looking for more.
Parents out there listening, if your kids are going and you want to get more involved, please do. Or if you're wanting to get involved, bring your kids with you and let's do all this together and say, my kids are age appropriate now to be in 4-H. Now it's time for me to get involved in 4-H too. Which, by the way, they can start as early as
5.
5.
Clover buds start at 5. Yes,
so
sir.
they can get them in there as early as 5. So if you're thinking 4.5, but 6 more months, and you're going to be out of my hair for a little bit each day. So I know how parents think. There's a few like that. It's like, yes, 5. We can start them at 5. So I tracked on home ec. As far as some of the fall stuff, like we said, we got the showcase. The class is about showing you different ways to enjoy your pizza while still maintaining in your numbers, and you're keeping your sugars and your A1Cs and all those things on the right. Maybe we can get to a point where they're not jabbing you with Ozempic or pumping you with pills and doing any of that kind of stuff. That's just all the time we got to go. But that's the kind of stuff that it does. So please call and ask and inquire about that. Get signed up here because what happens is you're going to show up in January and be like, it's already full. Sorry. Now's the time to get that taken care of. So,
absolutely.
Get on the books.
If you have any questions about anything related to 4-H or master gardening or home ec stuff, don't hesitate to call the extension office. What's that phone number?
575-622-3210.
Or come by the office on Chisholm. It's 201
200 East Chisholm, Suite 4.
There you go. I knew it's on Chisholm. I can never get the thing there. How much longer before you're putting in your new digs?
We're supposed to move next year.
next year. So we're still a year out. Okay, I know it's coming. I know you're
Construction
excited,
takes some time.
Yeah, pretty soon they're going to get new. It's in renovate now. So.
Yes.
We're very thankful to the county for that.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Air conditioning will work good, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Hey,
Thank you.
Mike.
All right, it's 9:01. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. News in progress.
Economically depressed section of northeastern Vermont, with some still closed as they continue making repairs. Burketown Administrator Jim Sullivan.
It's traumatic. It's unbelievable the extent that it ripples out. You know, if Kingdom Trails can't open, people cancel their reservations at the Airbnbs and at the inns. We have restaurants that are counting on all of those people coming here.
Kingdom Trails is a popular destination for mountain bikers and can draw tens of thousands of visitors a year. I'm Julie Walker.
6 more bodies recovered by the Israeli military. Hostages, they had been taken captive by Hamas in its terror attack on Israel on October 7th. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 64 points, the Nasdaq off 84, and the S&P 13 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Americans now have more credit card debt than at any time in every. They want airfare, but where do you find? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, we can help you. And with the best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Zone and managed to get the attention of South Korean soldiers on the other side. Defections in general have plummeted over the past few years as North Korea has increased the security and surveillance along its vast border with China, which is the route that most use to escape. This defection comes weeks after the government in Seoul started blasting anti-North Korean propaganda over the border with loudspeakers. The authorities here are now questioning the soldier and will want to know whether these announcements played any part in his decision to defect.
Rescue teams and divers have returned to the scene of a storm-sunken superyacht off Sicily, searching for 6 people, including British tech magnate Mike Lynch. They're believed to be still trapped in the hull. News and analysis, townhall.com. Former President Trump says Kamala Harris refuses to do a Fox News debate.
On Truth Social, the former president said, quote, "Comrade Kamala Harris has just informed us that she will not do the Fox News debate on September 4th. I'm not surprised by this development because I feel that she knows it's very difficult at best for her to defend her record-setting flip-flopping on absolutely everything she once believed in, including her statements that there will be no fracking in Pennsylvania and her horrible performance on the border. Rather than debate on September 4th, I've agreed to do a teletown hall anchored by Sean Hannity for Fox. It will take place in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania," end quote. Taisha Stevens reporting.
U.S. Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey slated to resign by day's end. This comes about a month after a jury convicted the Democrat on federal bribery charges. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number
3 inviernos.
Oh, Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
Indeed.
My internal clock's a little off kilter.
How so?
Like yesterday, I kept thinking it was later than it actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night, and I think part of it's because I didn't feel good, so maybe that was like I was just wishing the day to be over.
Right.
But I'm like looking up,
Come
like,
on.
it's only 5 o'clock, dude.
Do you think the
I'm ready to go to bed.
Do you think the Ozempic maybe messes with your internal clock? Sometimes.
I don't know. I don't think so. But it could have been just yesterday. I just all day I was ready to go to bed, and I kept thinking it's not. Finally, like 8:30, I said, "Damn, I give up. Let's just go."
Yeah.
So I was trying to stay up like an adult. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, honestly, that happened to me. It was after my party, because the funny thing about the party is I didn't actually have any.
You're
drinks.
busy making them. And
Yeah,
didn't drink any.
And honestly, when I was like came time to make me one, I was like, I don't want to.
Like I'll just have water.
Yeah. So I sipped on sodas.
It's the
all
chef
night.
thing all over again.
Right.
Like chefs, they spend they create these elaborate meals and then they go home and like heat up the mac and cheese in the microwave because they're tired of doing it all day. They're eating the Totino's frozen pizza.
For real. But I went home and I just kind of sat down on my couch for a minute and I couldn't stay awake. And I was trying to, kind of like give myself a couple extra weekend hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I would start a video and I would fall asleep by the time, it was like 2 minutes in, wake up when it was done, find something else, start it. It was an ugly process for like an hour.
That happened to me over the weekend. I was finally got in a time where I was going to be lined up with the movie Clerks 3.
Oh.
So I think it was Saturday night. I was going to tell you, it was coming on like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, all right, I'm going to watch it. Dang it. I got about maybe halfway into that movie, and I woke up at 2 in the morning with the TV blaring so I have no idea how Clerks 3 ended.
We live in an era, Michael, where you should no longer have to wait for programming to
Okay,
come
here's
on.
the problem on the Clerks 3 thing. All right. It's on Stars or Showtime, which I don't have. Okay. The only way I can get it is if I rent it and pay money for it. And so I don't want to do. I don't want to.
Michael, you can rent a movie. I will grant you
understand that,
permission
and I rent movies
to use $3.99 to rent a movie,
and I have done it. But I'm like, I pay all this money for all these things. I'm going to watch it free,
Right.
dang it.
I appreciate your commitment.
And I have another source where I have access to these other things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, ooh, I can watch Clerks 3 now. But it's live TV. So I'm like, oh, it's only on at certain times. And so I've noticed it was on Star's Edge over the weekend. I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch it. It's on at 10 o'clock or whatever it was. And I started watching. I fell asleep. And the next thing you know, I woke up at 2 in the morning in the chair.
Yep.
And some other movie was on. I'm like, how did Clerks 3 end? I don't know. And I'm trying to remember. What's the last thing I remember before I fell asleep?
So from now on,
and now I know the part.
No longer comfy seating. You have to just be down doing push-ups or whatever. So what part did you fall out on?
The part where they're doing auditions for the movie that they're going to make, Clerks.
Okay.
See, the whole premise of the movie, you haven't seen it, is it's the two, Dante and Randall. And, they've been working in their convenience store and video store respectively.
Right.
This picks up after Clerks 2, where they buy. Spoiler alert! If you've never seen Clerks 2, he ends up buying the Quickie Mart thing and does all that. So this picks up where they run in the store. The video store's closed because it's a video store.
Because who gets videos anymore?
But it's still a video store. Like it's like cemented in time in there. They just lock the door. The videos are still there, the whole nine. But anyway, Randall has a health scare. And he has a midlife crisis and he kind of life flashes. He's like, I ain't done nothing with my life. What I'm going to do is, I know I'm going to make a movie. Guess what he makes? Clerks. So it's making Clerks. So that's the movie is basically them. I think it's it's Kevin Smith's artistic version of how Clerks was made.
Right.
Like, there's probably some life moments that were real, but in actuality, and I think the fact that he had a heart attack, because I'm going to guess right around the time he had a real heart attack in real life is probably when he started writing this thing. And so there's a lot of parallels.
That sounds about right.
There's a lot of parallels in his own life versus, I think we're vicariously telling that through Dante
and the fact that
Randall.
it's super low budget, just like his was.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit more budget now. I mean, the Clerks 3 is the actual movie.
But but they're shooting of the
literally
movies.
they're doing it on phones and stuff and all that, which was not something you could even conceive back when Clerks came out. But anyway, so the scene I fell asleep on was the scene where they're doing the casting call. And that's where they do the celebrity drop in the movie. And literally every member of Impractical Jokers, including Joe Gatto, is an audition person who auditions. Because they're, in case you don't know, Kevin Smith's friends with Q. Q in the Impractical Jokers is all up in the comic books. They work together. He's buddies with all the comic book men. Q is one of those people.
Gotcha.
Q's in that. So by default, the Impractical Jokers are in Kevin Smith's world because of that. Matter of fact, there's collaborated efforts between some of Kevin Smith's other people that you see, like on Comic Book Men, guys that, like if you listen to his podcasts and stuff, guys that are main players in that also do stuff with Q.
Flanagan, some other people that are kind of
Q is
big
also part of that. Like they've done stuff together. I think they've written comic books together.
Nice.
They've done stuff together. So it didn't surprise me that the entire cast of Impractical Jokers was on there. But it was also homages to like other characters, like the sailboat guy from Mallrats. He's auditioning. You know, it's just different homages to various other.
Now wait, when you say the
Smith
sailboat
movie.
guy, you mean Ethan Suplee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy.
So like
in Mallrats.
current Ethan Suplee, because he looks like yoked now.
Yeah, that's it.
He
They
got
dress
ripped.
him up like the Mallrats version.
Did
like
they?
make him look
Okay,
like the
okay.
sailboat guy from like
Gotcha.
it's that actor, but
Right.
he's the sailboat character
Okay.
from Mallrats.
Okay. It's such a trip to see him now. Because like I got so used to watching him for so many years on like My Name Is Earl and stuff. And,
Yeah.
And it's such a trip to see him now because he just lost a whole him.
Speaking of that, now granted, I fell asleep halfway through the movie. There was not a Jason Lee cameo that I saw.
Really?
Unless he pops up later in the movie. But like I
Okay.
was expecting to see him in the auditions, and I did not see Jason Lee in the auditions. So I don't know. Of course, plenty of Ben Affleck and Matt Dillon. Or not
Damon?
Matt Dillon, Matt Damon. Sorry, got my Matts mixed up.
Matt Dillon? They just blew the dust off his career.
Damon, not Dillon.
There you go.
And all that. But yeah, and there's so much homage to his other. Like if you're a Kevin Smith fan, like there's drops of pretty much everything.
I have a
from
feeling
Dogma
with
to Chasing Amy.
Chasing Amy probably makes an appearance.
Everything in there. So yeah.
Joey Lauren Adams gets
Mallrats, the whole
her
nine.
obligatory one role a year.
And even the Clerks within the. Now, this is a part that, and maybe they answer it later in the movie, and this is a little spoiler alert for you. But if you watch Clerks 2, he falls in love with Rosario Dawson,
Right.
and they end up becoming a couple at the end and all that. Well, she's in the movie. Spoiler alert, she's dead.
Oh.
She died somewhere between Clerks 2 and Clerks 3. They don't really explain why she died or how she died. But there's a scene where Dante goes to her grave and talks, and he's like, what do I do with life? And then he's talking with her. And she's sitting there, quote unquote, ghost
Oh.
and he's talking and figuring out life. But
This
they
is
don't really
what
explain
happens
how
when
he
you couldn't
died or
aff-
why he died, but she died.
She died because they couldn't afford her for Clerks 3.
That's probably what it
Or
was.
she was scheduling conflict or
Yeah.
something. But they had to figure out, okay, well, what are we going to do? Well, she
Yeah.
dies. That's a good motivation
But they
for
really don't
Dante.
explain in there. They just kind of throw off that like he's a single and alone again and all this. Like, well, how'd she die? She died of cancer? What happened? They don't really state. Now, maybe, like I said, I fell asleep halfway through the movie, so maybe they answer it in the back half. But way the story was going, I think that part of the story was done and over with.
I still haven't seen 3, but I did see a trailer for a movie that has his daughter in it, I believe.
Oh yeah,
that just came out.
He's got a couple movies.
It's called
with his
like it's called like
Harley Quinn.
No, it's the Tuesday. It's like the Tuesday movie or something like
No,
that.
but she's like a big Harley Quinn fan. In her name,
Oh,
like
no,
Harley.
I think her name is I think
Harley
her
something.
name
or
is like
other.
Harley something.
Not
But
Quinn, obviously. Harley Smith. I
but
guess.
in the credits it says from the director of Clerks and Clerks 2 or Clerks 2 and Clerks 3, and then in parentheses it says and probably 4. And probably
I
Clerks
think
4.
I know the movie you're talking. It's like her and her friends, and they're
Yeah.
going on some adventure. And
the
some
230 movie.
Oh yeah. That's yeah. Well, that's that. There's actually a movie they did very similar to that with her, but much lower budget. Like there's a Clerks version of that movie
Well, wasn't there a movie they did with her called like Tusk a few years ago?
Tusk was another one of that was his horror movie genre that he dropped into, which people, again, are polarized. I've heard it's awesome. I've heard it's god-awful. I've never seen it, but I've actually seen a minute of it, but not, because I didn't realize it was a Kevin Smith joint. I was flipping through, what's this Tusk thing?
Right.
I watched it, I was like, it's a little out there, and then I learned later, that's a Kevin Smith movie. I was like,
You really have to be like committed a Kevin Smith fan to be into like things like your Tusk or another one, Jersey Girl. Like there's a contingent out there of people who really love the movie Jersey Girl.
I don't hate Jersey Girl. Like, I don't love it.
Right.
But I didn't hate the movie.
Well, it came out right around the same time that Geely did.
Now, Geely's another
Her
animal.
name is Harley Quinn Smith. I'll be doggone. Yeah, the movie is Tusk, then Yoga Hosers.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, that's the other one they did.
But
together.
she did Kevin made a movie for her before Tusk.
Yeah.
And it was like her friends, and it's a very cheesy movie. I mean, it's like
when your dad's a director, you gotta imagine
it's like a teeny ghetto version of Clerks. Like, to me, is what it kind of reminded me of, but like even weirder. But anyway, probably should get the hour.
Yes, should.
Smith for days.
Trying the name of that stupid movie. It's gonna drive me nuts. The 4:30 movie.
4:30
That's what
movie.
it's called.
Yeah. That one's. I think in theaters now, or about to be.
Yeah, I think it's in theaters. It's more like a
limited release.
Teen thing.
Yeah. So, we do have. Excuse me. Hiccups.
We do have hiccups.
We're talking Chaves County Health Council. Speaking of health, I got the hiccups. They'll join us here. Rick Lamb, also with Boys and Girls Club, will join us here together, because this weekend is the big health expo. Of course, everything starts off with the Bubble Run, which is a fundraising event for the Boys and Girls Club. So Rick will get to remind folks the last-minute chance to sign up for the Bubble Run, and all the proceeds for that go to Boys and Girls Club here in Roswell. So we'll talk about that. And then, of course, the health expo and what's on tap, and remind you to get out there this weekend. So from about 6:37 till about noon, we got plans for you this Saturday, too, on top of the other things.
On top of everything else.
That's right. So, it is 18 minutes after 9. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Weather is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control. Bob Reed Pest Control. Protect your home from pests that invade. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today, 575-623-5344.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Lots of sunshine and lots of heat for the next few days. Upper level high pressure parked over the Texas Panhandle. That'll keep things dry for us. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. It'll be clear for the overnight hours, down to the low 70s, and then another hot day coming up on Wednesday, 100 to 105 again, and sunny. We could hit 106 on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 83 degrees here in Roswell. Already in the 80s at 9 in the morning. Humidity is at 31%. Winds out of the south at 3 miles per hour. Heat advisory, once again in effect for us, kicking in at noon through 8 p.m. today. Sunny, 103, and it just keeps getting hot from there for today. 70 for an overnight low tonight with south winds 5 to 10. 104 for a high tomorrow. South winds 5 to 15. 72 for an overnight low tomorrow night. Thursday, 106 for a high. Friday, sunny and 102. For the weekend, 100 and sunny on Saturday, sunny and 100 on Sunday. And Monday, they have tacked on a chance of rain, a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, mostly sunny, and 97 for a high. So maybe sub 100 on Monday. But till then, 100 plus each day. All right, it is 19 minutes after 9. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to have the folks from the Health Council and then also Rick Lamb with Boys and Girls Club join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Believe it or not, your home insurance company isn't evil. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here. A lot of roofers make your insurance company out to be your enemy. They'll talk about fighting and battling your insurance to get you the claim you deserve. But honestly, your insurance company is a group of people just like you and me. That's why we don't treat your roof insurance claim like we're going to war. We treat it like a court case. We provide your insurance company every piece of evidence needed to get you the highest possible claim. We submit photos, videos, detailed documents, and line-by-line estimates. And guess what? Our non-combat approach works. On 92% of roof insurance claims, we get the highest amount the first time. And the rare times we don't, well then, that's when we go to bat for you. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with a new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices. So come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Edge Safety and Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for roustabout crew and a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screening. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 2801 North Freeman in Artesia. Edge Safety and Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It's 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, of course, Carrie Moore and Jennifer Smith back with us from the Chaves County Health Council. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And then Rick Lamb, they drag Rick along here with the Boys and Girls Club as well, too. Morning, Rick.
Morning.
How you doing today?
Another blessed day, sir. How about
Good.
yourself?
Doing good. Of course, since we're all together, we know what that means. We are days away.
Days
away from the Health Expo here, 2024. It is this Saturday at the Convention and Civic Center. Like years past, everything officially gets underway with the Boys and Girls Club this year, the Bubble Run.
That's right. And second annual.
Yeah, and this is it's fun run where and obviously we want you to bubble it up. Come bubble your heart out.
Get your suds on.
Dress up in bubbles, have bubble releasing mechanisms upon you with you, and go have fun with it.
That's right.
And all the money for this goes back to the programs at Boys and Girls Club.
Correct.
So when you're out there making a fool of yourself, running around in bubbles and having fun, and it's early, it's going to be, I know it's going to be another 100 and some odd day today, but this is going to be like 7 in the morning, so it's not going to be 100. It'll be nice in the 70s by then.
Mm-hmm.
Good bubble bopping weather. And you can come out and have fun. Now, you can treat this as a serious 5K, maybe bubble it up a little bit, but if you're trying for time and you're like, I got to break my record, do this. But if you're like most of us and we're like, I ran once in the 80s, let's
Were you reading my diary?
come out and make this a fun thing, and maybe use this as that catalyst to say, maybe I do need to be a little bit more active. All right, maybe not fun runs, maybe take a walk after work every once in a while or something. You know what I mean? But that's what. So come have fun, do that, and then. You know what? They don't care at the Health Council at the Expo if you're in bubble gear or not. Come on in your bubble gear and come do the Health Expo right afterwards.
We would love to see it inside. I want to see everybody in bubble gear.
Yeah, bubble it up. Come, whether your homage to whether your favorite bubble related person is maybe Mr. Bubbles, and you want to dress up like the cleaner Mr. Bubbles guy, or maybe
Powder Puff Bubbles.
Yeah, or go Powder Puff Bubbles or whatever.
Or a guppy spitting bubbles.
Yeah. Dare I say, get creative. Maybe you want to be an adult entertainer named Bubbles.
There's kids.
There's going to be kids there.
Family friendly. So, yeah, keep it family appropriate.
You can cover, make a fake martini glass.
I think it'd be good. But whatever. Or maybe you can, maybe, I had those, we're trying to do a show here.
It's like we're on the second floor. Who's knocking on the windows?
Oh, I hear it. Like the people above, like some days I'm like, are they just moving elephants back and forth up there? Because I'm like, I just hear boom, 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 boom. But anyway.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, here they go again. But what if, because now they sell those things that were like, you see them at rodeos and things where they get in those big bubble balls and then they knock into each other.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Put yourself in one of those and do the 5K. Why not?
Yeah. That would be a fun run.
Yeah.
Put a fan in there with you, though.
Yeah, it might get a little cool and need to, hydrate and stay cool. But that might be a fun little costume as one of those bubble things that roll in to do the thing.
That would actually be kind of fun going under the trail, under the streets.
And I guess if you technically get tired, you just fall and roll and let it just take you down the hill or whatever.
You don't have to worry about hurting yourself. You just roll right through.
It just rolls in and you hit a
Look,
wall.
it's Garden Street. We're just going.
Especially if you got an accident-prone kid, put him in a bubble, literally, and just put him in the bubble run. Why not? But the whole point is what I'm saying is have fun with this. Come out, be a part of this. Support Boys and Girls Club. You guys are growing and expanding and keep, let's say, 6-7 years ago, you kind of phoenixed from the ashes our Boys and Girls Club here and kind of reestablished and the city obviously spent a bunch of money and rehabbed the Boys and Girls Club building, and we now have a nice facility for everybody. Now we need more money to do more programs and offer more things. I know you got your after-school programs, and that keeps expanding each year where you're offering it to more and more schools. And by you supporting the Bubble Run, that allows that to keep going.
Correct.
Keep doing those things.
Yeah.
That's what you dressing up in bubbles and doing all the goofy stuff, that's what you're supporting.
Yep, and everybody here says that there's not enough activities for the kids. This is a facility for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And the more money that they can bring in, the more activities they can add to it, because then they can hire the staff that they need to be able to operate. So
more
Roswell,
money means more things.
If you want stuff like this, you have to support stuff
Absolutely.
like this.
And this is why you do it. Yes, I mean, you guys beat all the bushes for the grants and all the, ways to get free money. That's what they do. But at the end of the day, it has to be supported by the community. You know, it takes the support of actual bodies doing things, and it takes financial support. So maybe you don't have kids, and maybe you're like, well, I'm not going to, but I want to support. It's a great way to do it. Come dress up in your bubble gear. Come run around, act like a fool for a couple hours on a Saturday morning, and then go on with the rest of your day. You're done by noon. If you can go into the health fair afterwards and get some free screenings, maybe some free swag and all that kind of stuff, which we'll talk more about here in a minute. And then by noon, you're done with the rest of your day. So it's a great way to help out, and remind yourself that you need to take care of yourself too. And Bubble Run is a fun way to remind yourself you need exercise. You need to I get it. You just can't hook up the DoorDash IV into your system and just sit there and let them feed you food till you puff up and die. I feel like that's the world we're living in now.
That might be a different set of bubbles.
I just feel like the world where everything's just like that now, and so you got to remind you, no, you got to get outside. You got to do things. Your whole world is not behind a computer screen or indoors. You got to get out and do things sometimes, and use that Bubble Run, if nothing else, as a reminder to take care of you a little bit and have some fun. And mental, it's physical health, but it's just much mental health as well. When you get to let your hair down and go do something out of your character, not my case, but I just let grow the beard out.
Well, that's the thing. The hair is growing down. So.
That's right. Oh yeah, I got plenty of hair, just not in the places I want it. That's now it starts. Now I got a whole harvest here and here.
So when it used to come out, it's now going in.
Like, when is it going to be fashionable to braid your nose hair? When am I going to do that again?
Just never. No.
No matter how much anybody tries.
I'm going to bring it back.
Listen to this, people. I don't care. It is never okay.
Never okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try. We'll try. I'm sure we can start an old man club where it's like, we braid our nose hair. But anyway, I'm off topic. But please sign up now. Can they sign up the morning of if they completely space out on this, or do they need to pre-register before?
No, they can sign up the morning of, and the nice thing is right now, because we've completely gone through all the shirts, so it's a 2-for-1 special.
Oh, okay.
So grab a friend, grab a family member, sign 2 people up. I don't care.
Came on.
It's go onto the website, or if you come in that day and you've got 2 people there, it's 2-for-1.
Now, if you do, go ahead and save some people some headaches and call Rick, or get on there and register now before Saturday. But I get it. Life's busy. Yeah. Show up, I believe, 6:30 in the morning is when
6:30 is when registration starts. 7 o'clock is when the run starts.
Now, where's the actual registration tent booth going to be set up at? I know it's going to be right there near the convention center. And
if you're looking at the convention center, it's literally right between the convention center and the museum.
With a bunch of people standing around in bubble-related paraphernalia.
Yeah.
So the race takes the trail under the bridge and across Main Street. So it'll be close to that area.
Okay. You should just hang out by that bridge and just play Chili Peppers under a bridge on a loop. So people walk by, doon, 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 doon. You know the song I'm talking about?
Yes. Why didn't I ever put this together?
You're giving Carrie ideas.
Dang it.
Now she'll be
Carrie's
standing
gonna be
out
outside
there.
with a speaker.
That's right. Like, say anything. Just There's so many young people not getting any of these references.
And dang it, guys, we're not old.
That's right. No, not in our head. I know them. They're like, no, you guys are relics. That's right. You're going to be 40 something someday too, and it's not going to be that old when you're there. I know now you're thinking that's a million miles.
Someday I'll be 40 something too.
Yeah. Or 50 something. In my case. But yeah, come have fun. That's what it is. It's all about. Yes, it's a fundraising event, and by you coming out and doing all this, you're supporting and fostering the next thing for Boys and Girls Club, so they can keep expanding, keep offering more and more of their services to where a point where pretty much all points of the city are covered with Boys and Girls Club. If there's a kid anywhere in town after school, we've got transportation to get them to from the schools and stuff. That's the goal, is to get there.
Yeah.
It's one school at a time, and that's literally what they're doing at Boys and Girls Club. Each year, it's like, hey, we added 2 new elementary schools, or we added another middle school.
Yep.
Something like that. That's what they're doing. So by you coming out and bubble running and having fun, that's what you're keeping. And by the way, if you want to keep supporting, talk to Rick. Yeah, he's got many other ways that you can get involved too. Even offering, volunteering at the there's always programs and stuff that they're looking for volunteers to share with the kids, and maybe you're an expert at a certain thing or something that might generate with some of the kids at Boys and Girls Club. Call Rick, say, hey, I'd love to volunteer that, and who knows, maybe you're part of the after school programs at Boys and Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now, that being said, once you're done bubble running and everything up, because at 6:30 you'll be pre-registration. I think you start bubble running about 7.
Yep.
And then about the time you get done bubble running there, about 8 o'clock, that's when the actual Health Expo will officially open its doors there at the Convention and Civic Center, and you can come and see all the booths and get involved in all the screenings and get the free school supplies and all the other things that are going to be happening till about noon at the Convention and Civic Center this Saturday. So if you're not going to bubble run, you can be there at 8. 8's when everything opens up and you can get there. But if you're going to bubble run and stuff, get there 6:30, register, and 7. Now, if you want to maybe get there early and maybe like, bubble run's not for me, but I'll go on the sides and cheer them on and watch. And please do that. Come out and root on our runners and cheer them on as they're acting goofy in their bubble get-ups and all that. And then mosey on over and maybe get something to munch on at a food truck or something there, and then head on into the Health Expo. So now it's your turn, ladies. What's on tap that we want to highlight, that we want to steer people towards for this year's health fair?
We have Rio Pecos. They're going to be signing people up for mammograms.
Yeah, now you can sign up there to schedule an appointment.
Yes.
You will not be getting the actual mammogram at the event. You will go to Rio Pecos at your appointment time, where they'll do a free mammogram for you.
Yeah, they've set aside appointments on 3 different days.
Okay.
So you'll have a choice, morning
So
or
it's
afternoon.
a little different this year.
Yeah, and you'll still get a free mammogram. So you don't have to worry about if you have insurance or not.
And do it.
Yes.
Do it. Whether you regularly do it every couple of years, do it. You can get a free one in, great. Insurance covers it if you don't have insurance. That's how that works. But and I say this every time, the technology is way better. It's actually a little less invasive. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park, comfortable picnic, but compared to other technology, older versions of it, it's much better.
It's not as bad as you imagine.
Yeah.
So.
And the real thing is there's so much better imageries and things. Like, they're seeing things that they could not see before with this. Therefore, they're able to detect even earlier now some of the starts of these. What we're getting is a lot of false positives now, because they're seeing anomalies in there and they're like, ooh, what's that? And once they do the research, just a nod, no, Joel, no big deal. But they can see these now where technology before couldn't see it. Now they're seeing it. And so, now granted, it's created. Like, the first time my wife did one, because they found something, got a little nervous for a day or two, but they said, oh, yeah, it's nothing. It's just the imagery is much better now, and we're seeing things we couldn't see before. So it's a nothing, but we had to investigate it. So please, get it done. Get it done. And if you do get that, we're saying, don't worry. This is the beauty of getting it caught now, because now if they do see something, that's the whole point. Breast cancer is very treatable when they catch a little lump at that point. That's why you do the mammograms. They find it now. It's like, and you can avoid some of the harsher chemos and other things that if you waited and let this thing advance to a stage 3, stage 4, or something like that, then and that's what happens when you don't get these screenings done regularly.
Early detection is the point of the mammograms yearly.
So, go find the Rio Pecos booth when you're there on Saturday. Get you signed up for your mammogram, and
There'll be a bright pink sign. You can't miss it.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, we'll be getting into that month here before you know it. So it'll be pink all over again here. October's just around the corner. I know.
October, cold weather.
That's
October,
right.
cold weather.
Allegedly cold weather. I'm not so sure now.
I don't make bets till it starts happening.
Yeah, I think 105 is our new high now. We're just this all the time.
Nope. It will happen.
That's right. What comes up must come down at some point. But please come and like I said, get that done. Of course, your other screenings too, your blood pressure, all those things. There's different booths that are going to be doing all those kinds of
so we don't know exactly what each of the booths will entail. We just kind of know the ones that we're setting up. So we know we have this year the school vaccines.
Okay, so you need to get your booster shots and all the school things up to date.
Yep. So if
you haven't done that yet, people will be on hand to get that. Or if you're not sure. And I think usually if your kid's here in New Mexico, they can look up shot records if you don't have it pretty easily.
Yeah, they'll have the ability to look it up. Sam's Club stepped up and is
good. The only time it gets a little tricky
out.
is if you're an adult that grew up somewhere else and maybe had your shot somewhere else. And quite frankly, when I was a kid, they weren't taking those kind of records. I don't think so.
No, I think it was also on paper back then.
Yeah, it was on a stone
Chisel.
tablet. It was on stone tablets on some cave wall in Maryland somewhere, my shot record.
But we'll be able to look them up.
Absolutely.
They'll do the shots right there, so no appointment. You don't have to go anywhere else.
In and out.
And just get them done
and
while
you
you're
can trick
there.
your kids so don't think they're getting the candy because you tell them they're getting a shot. That's going to be nothing but for the next thing you just we're here to do this. Oh, by the way, roll up your sleeve. But then you just get a minute or two of complaint, and then it'll be over. Then you're back onto bubble runs and everything else.
We'll have them sign up for prizes. Then they win prizes
That's
after
right.
they
Then
get
they
shots.
get a free backpack or some school supplies and stuff. And that is part of this. I know because of the way the world is. This year's started way after school because the school started way early for reasons.
Oh, yeah.
To meet whatever things, whatever. But that's what happened. So so I know you're about 3 weeks into your school supplies. I'm sure there's a few that have already, or if they're still good, by Christmas they will be gone. So stock up now. Yeah. Get these kids their backpacks in some of these schools. Maybe put in a closet up high, out of reach, until they've truly destroyed the rest of their stuff, and then you can bust it down. So, good news. We got new school supplies for you. These will last another month for you. So we will be doing all the stuff for back to school stuff. It will be happening even though we are a couple weeks into the school year. So if you do that stuff normally for your families, all that will be going on again this year at that too. So lots of giveaways for the kids. The kids clean up when they come to these events.
Well, and our backpacks are the full backpacks. They're not the little ones. So these are definitely.
Yeah. Well, and this is the cool part is part of what all your vendors, when they come to be here, part of the requirements is you need to donate these things so we can give to people. And so it's a good way to get school supplies. We get people partner up and they these health organizations stuff want to be forefront there and as part of their thing they're saying, and here's some school supplies, and that's what. So when you get those backpacks and things full of school supplies, it's kind of a entry into the door for our vendors and things like that. That's kind of their penance or cost of doing business here. So it's a great way to do that. So please come and get this stuff, and there's going to be lots. And this is what we say: Health Expo. Health's a pretty broad area, and that's what this expo covers. All of that. Don't forget the mental health stuff, quality of life stuff. That's also included in here. So you're going to find things in there and information that maybe you didn't think was directly related to healthcare. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I wouldn't think about spas and things like that. But you know what? These are the kinds of things that add to quality of life. And, and as I'm getting older, there are certain equipments and things that you didn't think about younger. And now you're starting thinking, that might be a good thing to have in my house. Like, I ain't going to lie. Bucket list for me is to get one of those old people stand-up tubs that you can hold up and sit in and fill up.
Oh,
and, and like they're meant for people like in their 70s. I'm like, am I old enough? I'm in my 50s. Can I have one of those now? Because to me that just sounds delightful. You can get in this thing, you can just fill it up. Oh, there's a shower. It's a shower and a tub all at once, and you sit and it's got a chair. You put a cup holder in this bad boy, and I don't need to leave.
Yeah, you got a whole hot tub thing going on. Yeah.
cup holder, maybe a TV, or I can put an iPad up here, and this is my new home.
If you're invited to parties at his house, you might question what's going on.
Bring swim trunks. No, there's only one bear on, and it's me. But joking aside, but you will find quality life stuff in there and everything. So if you're looking, I invite you to come check it out. Whatever phase of life, if you're a senior and looking for things like that, you're going to find great resources here. If you're a young family looking for things for your family and resources outside of healthcare, Department of Health stuff, WIC, all these kinds of resources, you will find information about at the Health Expo here. It'll all be there. And by the way, if you have any questions about any of the stuff we're talking about here, there's an easy way to find it out too. Get on your phone, go to the phone part, put 2, put 1, send. And then one of the Health Council folks will answer, and we'll be happy to answer any questions about this, or if you're looking for a new doctor in town, or what kind of resources you have for kids on the spectrum. Find that information out through 211. But that is the Health Council's resource for Chaves County here, anything related. But if you're listening to this and you got lost, like, what was Rick saying about bubbles again? You can call that number, and they'll be happy to get you that information.
And if you come to the Health Expo, you're going to get the brand new Chaves County Resource Guide that the
excellent.
Health Council just put out.
So it's still got fresh print smell on it. It smells like like the Ditto paper back in the day. Remember that?
Yes. I'm not that old.
She's like, what are you talking about? Yourselves. I know a Ditto machine. But hot off the presses, you can get that there too. So, and by the way, they're always looking for new members to be a part of the Health Council. You guys meet once a month, and they're always looking for volunteers to serve in various capacities. Obviously, this is the big thing that they do every year. The Health Expo is the largest thing the Health Council does, but they're going 24/7, whether it's public events like this, or if they're working with healthcare individuals to get them resources for trainings and things like that. There's a lot of stuff the Health Council does kind of under the radar, behind the scenes that people.
And one of the things I'm telling people is become a member. You don't necessarily have that hour to commit once a month. That's fine. But if you want to know what we're doing and what resources that we're working on, you get the emails. You get updated, because that's the only way you get into my database.
Sure. And then you can share that information with your friends and family and get this word out here on resource. And that's what the Health Council is. It's all about connecting people to resources. That's really, at the end of the day, what the Health Council is. Granted, yes, it's got the caveat of kind of health-related stuff, but that's a very broad thing. And it does get into things that you may or may not think are necessarily, doctors putting Band-Aids on things or whatever that is. It's all forms of health, including mental health. So resources for that, even if it's, ways to get... Boys and Girls Club is mental health. I don't care what anybody says. You're training kids and all that. But for people, that's their ability to do things that aren't in part of the day-to-day grind of their life that's getting, that gets in your head and fills up your world and, drags you down in life. Just what
finances. That's part of your mental health. So, everything is tied together.
Absolutely. So doing things to make your life better is health. That's what it is. And that's what the Health Council is about. And that's what this expo is about. So you're going to find everything from stuff like, screenings for various help blood pressures to mammograms and all that, but it's also quality of life stuff, things that make your life better and things that might help you, especially as you hit those various stages in life. There's going to be all kinds of stuff at this event to kind of, maybe you're not quite there yet, but you're going to be, and you're like, okay, I've seen this thing and I don't need it now, but here in about 5 years, I'm going to need to be talking to you about this. Now I at least know where to turn on that kind of stuff. And that's what this expo is about, to expose you to that and to give you opportunities to take care of yourself and your family.
And if you happen to be a provider in the community and you're not part of the expo, but you want to be included on stuff, come see me at the booth, because I will collect your information and make sure that we start
you in next year's expo, because there will be one next year.
Yes, start growing that part.
Absolutely, and that's part. And but it is a great thing. Now, like I said, come out early 7 for the bubble run. But if you're there just for the healthcare info, then be there at 8 o'clock when it opens up, and it goes till noon. So it is come and go. So if you can't make it till 10 or whatever, great, no problem. But if you're trying to want to do everything and get in on some of the drawings and some of the stuff,
if you want to get on the drawings, you need to get there early so you can make sure to complete all the
tasks, and then be there at the end for the actual drawing.
We start the drawing at 11 a.m.
Yeah, that last hour is when it's game on for there.
And we bought so many good things. We We kind of went a little crazy.
Yeah, we don't do
went
small
overboard.
prizes.
No.
Y'all went overboard.
We went overboard. My whole SUV was full.
Well, see, I get it. Because, like, you want to go shopping and do a shopping spree, but you know you can't do this in your own home because either money or room or both. And now you're like, game on, green light. There's no stopping me.
People were looking at us really funny with our cart because we had some crazy things.
I get it. That's
They were asking if we needed security because we had some big stuff.
It's like, no, but we do need some people to help us move this stuff. So if you got a badge or not, I don't care. If they can lift stuff, that'd be helpful. That's pretty good. But yeah, so definitely, and there's going to be lots of prizes. So get there for that, and so get there early, do all that. But 11 o'clock is when they're going to start doing the drawings for the door prizes and all that good stuff. And like you said, there's all kinds of cool stuff. And then don't forget, you can get the school supplies for the kids while you're there. Please do that, and then visit these booths. Who knows, the thing that you didn't know you realized you needed might be sitting at the expo here, and you stumble across it this Saturday, and it's going to change your life. And you're like, how did I negotiate life without this thing in it before? You know, and that's it.
Oh, I can guarantee if you come see me on Saturday, your life will be changed. It might not be good, it might not be bad, but it will be changed.
That's right. And please sign up for the bubble run. There's still time. Bring it. Call your friends and family. Make this a whole fun thing. And these are the kind of things that's better in groups. I mean, sure, you're more than welcome to do it for yourself and sign up and bow yourself. But usually those are the people that are like serious. Like they're here to like get healthy. You know what I mean? They're here to break records. The fun run the bubble run here is really, it's all about fun. It's all about, so please get all your friends together, get a 6-pack of your girlfriends or your boyfriends or whatever, your guy friends, and go and come have fun with it. Or get the whole family involved, dress the kids up as baby bubbles and mom and dad is, whatever. Do your thing and
turn your wagon into a rocket.
Yeah, have fun.
You don't even have to run. You don't even have to walk. You can skate. You can scooter. You can bike.
If you got to move, because at some point you're going to hold up the line, so you got to move in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, it's just really to you treat it as much as you want. If you want to make this into a health conscious thing and be serious about it, and I'm trying to break my time. God bless you. Do it. Go for it. But if you're just like most of us and just want to have fun on a Saturday morning, come out and be goofy. You're looking for an excuse to be goofy for an hour? Come be goofy for an hour and help Boys and Girls Club at the same time doing it. That's what the Bubble Run's all about. So please sign up for that. And then come on in and learn healthcare stuff and get free swag and all kinds of things. And by noon, you should be probably tuckered out and ready for a nap. So
Best time for a nap, too.
Yeah. That's right.
Big bags of swag and walking off with big prizes.
That's right.
Tired from the run.
Yeah. And
go
then you
home,
probably
take a
ate
nap.
some big meal at one of the food trucks or something around there, and you're ready for the nap as the gut bomb sleeps in you, and you're kind of ready for the nap.
Well, we don't have food, but we will have Stellar Coffee.
Stellar Coffee. And, of course, when you go to their booth, they help CASA every time you're buying coffee and everything there, which is another great program. So go buy copious amounts of coffee. So when people walk right out, hey, this is sure fun, isn't it? They've been supporting Stellar Coffee.
Don't be away.
Woo! This thing over yet, I got a lot of stuff to do.
We'll have a marathon run right inside.
Yep. Can they start at 5:30? That way for the fun run at 6:30, have a bunch of the bright-eyed, bubble-eyed people. Woo!
You can turn it into a 10K. I can make it work.
Next thing you know, you were supposed to stop. You weren't supposed to keep going to Artesia. You're supposed to come back.
I'll just have you run west over to Enchanted Lands and then come back and then go to the zoo and then back.
It's like, you went to Roswell, Georgia, sir. Maybe lay off the coffee. But it is this Saturday. It's game on. It's this Saturday. Bubble Run registration, everything starts at 6:30. The actual Health Expo will get underway at 8 o'clock, all at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. You will, for the fun run, you'll sign up, start there, do your fun running, and end up back at the convention center.
Yes.
So you can park your car there, not worried. Great, now I'm here. Car's over here. What am I going to do? It's all going to be the same place there. Now, if you go off course, that's on you. But the course is going to bring you back.
It's true.
But if you stop for donuts or hit one of the restaurants, because why not?
Yeah, the good thing is there's nothing between there. So, yeah, we can keep you on track.
Yeah. Hey, I had to finish the fun run. I needed Bear Claw to get through that. It happens. But please come out. Come bring the whole family. It's free. It's a free, all these screenings, all this stuff, you sign up for free. Please, if you have not had the mammograms or some of these screenings in a while, sign up for them. Get them done. Trust me. I know there's some people, the ostrich headed in the sand is their idea of healthcare. And if I don't know about it, it ain't happening. But that will catch up to you some point, because what's going to happen is you're going to get afflicted with something that probably was very fixable a few years ago. Is not now because you waited. And mammograms are the very antithesis of what I'm talking about here.
The kids will get their eye screenings.
That's right. And they're starting at babies now with that stuff.
Yep.
Like they're putting glasses on kids before they're even 6 months old at this point now. You know, back in our time, I think you had to go to school for a year or two.
Yeah, you didn't notice until they got to kindergarten.
This kid doesn't read right. We can put some glasses on this kid. You know, that's when they find out. Now it's like they're infants and they're telling, and they're got one of my nephew. He's like 1 year old, and he's already not now. He's a little older, but at the time, 1 year old, and he had these little blue those glasses. And he's a boy, so he had little blue rubber because they're durable because they're kids. You know, when head to the turn, and those things are toast, but you know they're durable for that. So it's hard for me to wrap my head around like a 1 year old with glasses because I'm so used to, you know, 4 or 5 before they start even thinking about that kind of thing. Not anymore. So again, if you're just like, really? Come to the Health Expo, get you up to date on some of the healthcare stuff. You're a little bit behind the 8 ball on that. So, is there any information we missed that I got sidetracked on or anything? Any Boys and Girls Club, if you're interested in getting your children as part of the program, you can do this still right now. Now that school's in session, you're thinking, you know what, maybe I need help. Boys and Girls Club could offer a lot of people in town here. So
and we still got some spaces on a couple of the vans that we can still do pickups from a couple of the schools.
So if you're
in middle school, we're picking up from Sierra and Mesa for middle school now too. So
if you got students there and you can use help, guess what? There's a few spaces on the van where they come to Boys and Girls Club after school for a few hours every day and do a full-on after-school program.
Yep.
Because first things first is homework. I know that's something.
Yep, that is still an option available.
You get them out, sit down, let's work on homework, get your schooling done, and then they do the fun afterwards.
Exactly.
But again, and as the kids are older, it's more youth-driven. Whereas as they get older, the kids have more of an active role in what the program is.
Yep.
How they design it, into the planning phases of it, and so forth. As they're younger, it's more dictated by the adults here. But as they get older, they get more of a say in that. So if this sounds like something that your child will benefit, so if you're looking to maybe broaden their social circles, anytime you get a kid, I don't care if they're a teenager or young, in this day and age, social skills, more and more. Expose them to real people, talking to face-to-face. You can smell their breath, see them right there, not on a computer screen or over a phone. Or something, see them, touch them, and say, ooh, that's a person. Yeah, and you can do that. We need more of that with the young people. Technology's, we're losing those skill sets, that personal thing because of technology. And things like Boys and Girls Club shows how humans interact when they're together in a building. And if your kid needs those kinds of skill sets, Boys and Girls Club can help with all of that. Not to mention finding their passion. Who knows? They might do an activity in Boys and Girls Club. Turns out that's what their career is. Their life path takes them.
Exactly.
They found out because of somebody did something with them one Thursday afternoon at Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's exactly.
So reach out if you're interested or if you need help there or if you're volunteering, please. What's the best way to get a hold of? Is it through your Facebook or call direct or what's probably the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Facebook is an easy option. You can always call us at 575-550-5001.
Okay.
And if you want to know more information about the program, jump onto our website. Just look up Boys and Girls Club in Roswell on Google. It's real easy to pull up, and then it tells you everything you need to know. They've got applications on there. We've got a volunteer application, everything already on there.
Excellent. You get the process started here.
Exactly.
And then learn more about the and like we said, because it is a little bit of a fluid program, your what you bring to it may shape the direction in which some of this stuff goes.
Exactly.
But because it really is, especially as the kids get older, it's more kid driven as far as the programs and curriculum and what they actually do in the program. It's kind of their decision.
Yep.
What they make of it, so to speak. And so obviously there's adults in the room to keep them from burning the building down and all that kind of stuff. But yes, it's there to allow them to grow and learn leadership skills, social skills, all these things that you as a parent can't really sit down in front and teach them. They just got to live life to experience it kind of thing. So that's what they get in Boys and Girls Club. So come learn more. G was curious. Will you guys have a booth in the expo?
Oh yes,
So
right when you walk in, we'll be there.
Okay, so if you want to learn more about Boys and Girls Club, you can come out Saturday and find the Boys and Girls Club booth. if you come out, if you get there early, you can come to the booth and run and sign up and learn more there. But if you like to sleep in, come in after 8 and come and see them. If there's anything health council related, 211 the best way to get a hold of you, or should we steer them somewhere else?
211 is the easiest one to remember. So yeah, you can call that. You'll get one of us on the line.
Yeah, and that way you can kind of. Now it is not a 24/7 hotline like 911. So if you've got an issue at 2 a.m, if it's emergency, call 911. But wait till a decent hour to call somebody on the 211.
Yeah, the only time it gets answered at 2 o'clock in the morning is if I have the phone. Because I'm up.
Depending on her mood, she may not want to hear what she has to say.
I'm friendly at 2 o'clock in the morning, Mike.
I'm going to have to trust you on that.
He's like, I'm not answering, or I'm not making a phone call that early.
Very good. Well,
we still have time to sign up for the blood drive.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. The Bloodmobile will be there. Vital will be there.
Yep.
They're in desperate need of blood, as they always are. So if you'd like to, if you're due, if you're on the regular schedule and you're due, you can donate at the, or if you haven't donated in a while, come and sign up now.
Sign up now because you need to pre-register.
Yeah, they won't be taking appointments at the event. It'll
Right.
all be full at then. So sign up between now and then. But good news is there are still openings between 8 and noon on Saturday to get in there.
That's right. And then we need to pay the bills. So we need to thank Eastern New Mexico Medical Center and Renew Health for their gracious donations to be able to put this event on.
Businesses like that are the reason we get to have these expos every year. Without that support, we're all just spinning our wheels here. So big thank you to them. So absolutely. And by the way, there's always room more if you're wanting to get involved, not for this year because everything's kind of locked down, but if you want to be a partner sponsor, title sponsor, or event sponsor, organizer of the Health Council, of the Health Expo, trust me, they'd love to talk to you about it. So.
And we do start early. I mean, starting back in January, we'll start again.
I will say, to be honest, after Sunday, I'm sure there's a bit of triage and talking the good, the bad, the ugly of this year's event, and make notes now. So when we sit down in January to plan, do that, stop doing that. Good deal. Oh. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
And anytime we got some Big Brothers, Boys and Girls Club, sorry. Boys and Girls Club started, please come come talk to us and all of that. Yeah, my brain, it's a lot of...
That's okay, I'll forgive you.
It's the hair.
Yeah, for lack thereof, there's just...
It doesn't catch anything
A lot of marbles rolling in and hitting things in there. Sometimes they spark, sometimes they don't. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It is 9:58. Quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Sleep and staying asleep nearly impossible, but we can help. I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. With the help of a simple oral appliance, your sleepless nights could be a thing of the past. But don't take my word for it. Just ask Lainey.
My name is Lainey Smith. I wasn't surprised when I found out I had sleep apnea simply because I had a horrible sleep pattern. I attempted to use the machine and it drove me nuts and I could not sleep with it. And then that's when Dr. Agger told me about the oral appliance. I would suspect I've been using it for 2 years now. In all of that time, I've had less than 10 poor nights of sleep. It's a complete game changer. I feel a lot better because I sleep.
This simple appliance can change your life. Call us today to set up your appointment so you can finally get the good night's sleep you need.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 575-622-4455. Carlsbad Chevrolet is saying so long summer during the pre-Labor Day sales event with great deals across the lot on a great selection of new vehicles like a 2024 Chevy Equinox LT just $289 a month and pre-owned vehicles like a 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan just $369 a month. Get earbuds or a smartwatch just for stopping by, a movie snack pack with a test drive, and a popcorn machine with purchase. And sign up to win a 75-inch Samsung TV to be given away Saturday, August 24th during the pre-Labor Day bash at Carlsbad Chevrolet, 2155 South Canal.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
All right, that's 10 o'clock. That's going to do it for us. Have an amazing day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Take care.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.